Hello, everybody. Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, reacting live to the Toronto Raptors game versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And that's right, we have the wrong logo brought up here right now. So we are going to do some live stuff, rocket and roll it out here on the stream. But how are we feeling, folks? How are we feeling today? I know it's been a tough day out there for, Toronto sports fans out there in general because, I was streaming a few of the games, but the Toronto Blue Jays ended up getting knocked out. Game 7, one of the most insane World Series games of all time. Just crazy stuff that we had to watch and witness there last night. But tonight, it marks the moment where I feel like, the tides are turning now. All energy, all focus, especially where the Leafs have been bad, are now back on the Toronto Raptors. Everyone's looking at this team, seeing what's going to happen, what's going to be good. And, we're hopeful that this team is going to be competitive this season. It's been an up and down start. Lots of things that we could really dive into about this season, about stuff that's been going on. But overall, the Raptors did get a win in their last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a depleted team that they were facing up against in the Cleveland Cavaliers with missing Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, as well as Jarrett Allen. So that's all stuff that you got to overcome, that you got to deal with. But, the Raptors able to get a win nonetheless. But, folks, we're playing the Memphis Grizzlies here tonight. First thing I want to know in the chat, let me know. The folks that are in here right now, 24 people we got, let me know what your score predictions are tonight. Q-Man, what is happening? What's good? We are ready to rock out here on this stream. Not actually ready because I messed up the, the scoreboard. I still have the Dallas Mavericks stats, the Dallas Mavericks stuff, so we got to make sure that's all updated out here right now for this stream. But I want to know, how are you guys feeling for this game tonight? The Toronto Raptors haven't instilled a lot of confidence amongst the fan base just yet, but I thought last game, of course, with the exception of James Bell, I don't think that's going to be something that is sustainable. The guy's shooting 83% from behind the three-point line here now at this point. But what he was doing and showing is that if we have just some floor spacers that are capable of playing defense, then the team is in a good spot. They're able to get some runs and face off. Yes, this team that they played against was depleted, was injured, and all that stuff. But you're capable. You're capable of getting this rolling, and we got this pulled up here. Now, there we go. We got the Grizzlies scoreboard ready to rock and roll, and then we are locked in out here on the stream, and I won't be just rambling as I've been. Hit a like on the stream if you're liking the live tech support that I'm giving out here on this stream. But we are rocking and rolling here. Perfect. So, officially facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies, and, this is a big game. Big game for the Toronto Raptors. Lots of stuff happening. This game is going to be starting in 17 minutes, but we have a lot of stuff to talk about for this one here tonight. But I want to see you guys, 18 people we got out here in the chat right now, give your win-loss prediction. Spam W if you think the Toronto Raptors are going to win this game. Spam L if you think the Raptors are going to lose this game. Jack S saying, happy subscriptions rising. Let's go. Subscriptions are going up. Let's see if we can get to 39,500 out here in this stream tonight. That's the game plan. That's the mission. That's the goal. That's what we are targeting. So that is what we're pushing for. So make sure, if I'm doing a bad job getting people to subscribe, we're very early on in the stream right now. So it's usually the OGs that are out here at the beginning. But make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. You can watch that number go up. Let's see if we can do it. But Ujiri saying, greetings from Montreal. Salut, Ujiri. Bon noir. Mon français c'est très mal, but we are excited for the stream here right tonight. And Jackass from Cancun, let's go. Spent a night in Cancun, a couple last summer. But was traveling, bouncing back and forth. But Marcus Nisbet saying W, let's go W. Scottie triple-double. I like that take. I like that prediction. This is a big game. So there's a lot of storylines that we really have to dive into in this one. Now, the first one, as always with these games, with the stuff that's happening, is the injury report. As there was a couple guys, the Raptors have, of course, been dealing with a ton of injuries to start off the season, particularly in the front court. This team has been struggling with their front court depth. It's something I've been adamant about on the out there on the videos. Bonsoir, Uchi. Yeah, getting that right, because of course my French is absolutely cooked. But we are rocket here. But there's a few more updates out there in terms of the injury reports that I am bringing up here for you folks right now. Had to quickly cook up this stream and stuff, but basically we have these updates. So the first one is Jamal Shead. Now, spam Shedhead out there in the chat if you guys are part of the Shedheads that we've been growing as a community out here for the last little while. But am I pressing the right buttons? Yes, we are all good. But basically, we've had some developments in regards to Jamal Shead. So he was dealing with an illness. So during walkthrough this morning, so the league, so they expect him to be available, and they'll make an official call during the pregame warmup. And the official news is that Jamal Shead is available for tonight. So for all the Shed heads, we are feeling good. We are feeling good, ready to rock. But of course, the rest of the lineup, that's pretty good. Jakob Poeltl's out, but that's what we're rocking with here early. People are pretty sad about the Blue Jays loss. Let me know, yes or no, out there in the chat if you were watching the Blue Jays last night, because that was crazy. Absolutely crazy game. Bonsoir, the Stargate saying the straight gate, if I'm getting that correctly, saying W. Jackass saying W. We are loving it here tonight. Big game. Big game for the Toronto Raptors. We very much, if we're looking at the record, if we're looking at, the Eastern Conference and how things are shaping up right now, this is a very important game for this team. So right now in the Eastern Conference, again, it's still very, very early, so the positioning and stuff, that's going to change, that's going to adjust, and as someone confident in this Raptors team, I'm of the belief things will be good, but the Raptors right now are out of even the play-in picture in terms of what we are looking at on all the updates. So let me bring up the standings here right now. Basically, the Toronto Raptors right now are 11th in the Eastern Conference. 11th place out there in the Eastern Conference, which is tough to see. It's tough to see. We're behind the Knicks, the Celtics, the Magic, the Cavs, the Hawks, who we slaughtered out there on game 1 of the NBA season, but they've been rolling a little bit lately. The Miami Heat, the Detroit Pistons, the Bucks, the Sixers, and the Bulls, who are shockingly 5-0 to start off this year. So Raptors not in a great position, not in a great spot, 2-4. You win tonight's game, which is a very, very gettable game, then you are 3-4, and that would put you right in the top 8. You're tied out there in the top 8. So that's what we want to see. And again, spam right now as we get more and more people out here in the stream. Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for? The Raptors or the Grizzlies out there in the stream? I know we sometimes get some fans of other teams popping in here and there, but let me know who you're rooting for. But the Raptors out here in this one, they need this W. They need this win because, the schedule does not get much easier. And the Raptors have caught a break as news came out that a star player for the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, is going to be suspended for this game. The Grizzlies are dealing with some turmoil right now. They are 9th in the Western Conference. They are currently 3-3 out there in that team. But basically, the Memphis Grizzlies are out without Ja Morant, and they're also without Ty Jerome, who's been dealing with an injury to start off this season. So the Raptors have an opportunity here, right? Again, I've been critical of Immanuel Quickley's defense over the course of these streams, over the course of these games, everything starting off this year. But basically, no Ja Morant that can, be a blow-by machine for whatever team he's facing up against. And so you get a little win there. And Summer Lowe asking why Ja Morant was suspended. Basically, conduct detrimental to the team. Blake Griffin pointed out there on the Amazon Prime broadcast how he lacked energy, he lacked engagement, he lacked focus out there on the court, especially for a team leader, how negative that is. And apparently that carried over in the locker room. It wasn't just the broadcaster saying it. The coaches came out, and it feels like didn't call out Ja Morant directly, but indirectly called out Ja Morant. And he had a post-game interview where he essentially said, ask the coaching staff what's wrong, ask the coaching staff it's their job and all that. And when asked why, what's going on, what's happening, he said, the coaching staff will probably say they shouldn't play me, I shouldn't be on the court if things are going there. And he didn't get a ton of run, he didn't get a ton of burn, and he was just very, dramatic out there in the post-game presser, and that leaked into conduct that was detrimental to the team out there in the locker room. So they decide to suspend him for one game. That game ended up coming against the Toronto Raptors, so the Raptors catch a break here right now, which is positive, which is good. And Jackass is saying it that the Grizzlies might be better without him, so that is definitely a fair point to note. If we look at the Grizzlies roster in terms of who they have out there on their team and the guys they have in the mix, Ty Jerome and Ja Morant were, of course, supposed to be their point guards coming into this year. But right now, they're going to see, we'll see the starting lineups. We'll see what they're actually running with here. But, not much point guard depth left out there on that team. I don't have the depth chart pulled up, so I'm going to not drag up something ugly there for the screen and all that there. But basically, the Toronto Raptors need to get this W. They need to get this win because the schedule has been brutal for this team. The schedule has been, fairly intense for this squad, and it's not getting a crazy amount easier. If we take a look at the upcoming games, it actually is getting a little bit light. A few teams we expect to be good starting off this season have been struggling to start things off. We got through a pretty brutal stretch there with the West Coast road trip, but right now we're facing the Memphis Grizzlies. You face the Milwaukee Bucks. You face the Atlanta Hawks and Sixers. 4 teams that right now are in the top of the Eastern Conference, and then after that, you face Brooklyn, who are actively trying to lose games this season. Then you face the Cleveland Cavaliers, who I'd imagine will be more healthy come November 13th. Pacers have been struggling, and the Hornets. So not the most absurd schedule of all time, but definitely something that you want to take advantage of games like this, where the star players are injured. The star players are out or injured, suspended, and then you move forward and keep things rolling. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're rocking out there on this. But score predictions right now out there in the chat. Let me know. What's the score, end score of this game? Raptors win, Raptors loss. What's the score? I want to see you guys spam that out there in the chat. We are about 10 minutes away from when this live broadcast will start. Probably 15 minutes away from game time from the start of this. But I want to see who we got in here. And we got 46, so double the viewers now in the last couple minutes. Who are we rooting for? I see Classic Home saying, let's go Raptors. The Straight Gate saying that we watched the Jays game last night. Very, very tough game. Very, very tough game. So that is what it is. My heart was broken. My heart was sad. But, we're moving forward. I'm confident out there in this Toronto Raptors team. Caleb Braun saying, W win, let's go. Raps need to get on a roll quickly, says Rick, and I couldn't agree more. Leon Knight saying 123-109. Nolan saying that the Raptors win 117-108. Let's see. Folks, stay till the end. Stay till the end of this game. You get these score predictions right, you'll get a massive, massive shout-out out here on the channel. I want to see this stuff rocking and rolling here. But big game. Big game for this Raptors team. Now, Jamal Shead being healthy and locked in is very positive out there for the squad. And Rick saying 109-1. That's the score prediction I agree with Rick. Rick, I think you got it on lock right there, right now. But of course, Jamal Shead playing is very good. And we had a couple developments from the Raptors' most recent game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, which should be noted, which should be discussed. And I like the score prediction there, Jack. 132-120. And also, 44 people in here right now. Make sure to hit that like button. If you're coming in before the game, you're coming in for the tailgate, you are a real one. You are a real one. Spam W in the chat right now if you are a real one. And frankly, all 40 guys out here in the chat right now should be spamming in this chat. Spam W's if you are a real one, because you guys earn those W's. Appreciate every single one of you here. But we had a couple of developments, a couple of developing stories from the most recent game. And one of them is the point guard position, because Darko Rajaković has been criticized about some of his rotations and strategies out there on the defensive end. So that is something to look at, something to discuss. But he was adjusting his minutes out there for highly paid guard Immanuel Quickley. Jamal Shead's minutes were creeping up, got some of the extra run that was missed by Immanuel Quickley, which I don't mind. I'm a big fan of Jamal Shead, so that is something interesting development to see. Jamal Shead getting a little bit extra run than it's a similar amount of minutes, but some extra run there comparatively to other nights. And then also, of course, Jamison Battle making a case for himself to be in the rotation, because the battle everyone was talking about, everyone was discussing for the course of the season be who's the backup guard. Is it Gradey Dick? Is it Jacoby Walter? Who's going to be in that position? And then Ochai Agbaji has been a mainstay in the rotation now for the last little while. Jamison Battle, AJ Lawson, Elijah Martin all felt like they were on the way out. They felt like, it would be tough for them to break in the rotation without injuries and stuff like that. But Jamison Battle got an opportunity last night, and of course, or the other night against the Cavs, of course, went absolutely electric from behind the three-point line. 7-7. Great stuff in that game. But the thing that was really impressive about Jamison Battle in that one was he executed on the defensive end. He wasn't a pylon out there like we've seen from these other folks. So that's encouraging. That's a huge positive for this team. Huge positive for this group. And we want to keep things rolling there now on that front. So good stuff there. Good stuff there for this team, for what we have going and rocking out here on this vid. But Sully Laws is saying, as an English Raptor fan, ended up watching the Blue Jays game for the Raptors, though I don't even watch baseball up until 4 a.m. was absolutely heartbroken. Yeah, that was the most heartbreaking game of baseball I have ever witnessed. Again, I'm Raptors first, Raptors number one. That's going to be my team. That's going to be the team that most emotionally affects me for the rest of my life. But one of the most emotional I've felt, emotional roller coasters I felt watching any sports game. Game 7 of the World Series, going to extra innings, getting teased with the championship, teased with a World Series victory so many times over. That was just heartbreaking, and that's why we need the Raptors to get this rolling. Jackass saying, got another sub. We love to see it. We got the OGs out here. I like Nolan. I like Caleb. I like Jack. Spamming the W's out there in the chat if you are an OG. So that's what we like to see. Rick saying that the Raptors need to change up the defensive plan, and that is something that seriously has to be brought up. It has to be seriously discussed because right now the Toronto Raptors have been playing a very aggressive style of defense, trying to create turnovers, trying to pick pockets, trying to get steals, trying to do all this type of stuff. Whereas the big problem, the big issue has been straight line drives. And without Jakob Poeltl out there in the lineups, they have been struggling to protect the rim, struggling to get that stuff going. And getting that stuff rocking and rolling. Ben, move your mic if you want additional help over with your setup. DM me. Joel, is the audio good? Let me know if the audio sounds good, because I've been fooling around with it a ton over the last little while. So making sure it's been sounding better than it did last season. But I have a lot of people running in the studio right now, so things get weirdly configured. And not gonna lie, rush to start up the stream. Got another subscriber. Appreciate everyone that's subscribing, but I appreciate the whole help out there, Joel. But we are going to be rocking. We are going to be rocking and rolling here. Nolan's saying, but I think the Raptors' defense on the fast break is good, but when they let teams take their time, it's not good. That's valid because it's aggressive. You're going into it, and then you're rocking. But is it the position or the overdrive? It sounds really compressed. Yeah, it's a little bit compressed because I like to yell, and then I'd be really breaking people's ears. So that's where we're rocking with, though. But just add another sub. Added this live thing. It's working. Oh yeah, this the tech. Lots of tech stuff being added to this stream. Lots of cool things. I'm on the back end cooking some stuff up. Got some licensing for data. So I am very, very excited with how these streams are going to get rocking. So you definitely want to hit that subscribe button because the level of these streams is about to be elevated to the next spot. But we are about 4 minutes away from the start of this game, or the technical start, probably going to be a few minutes after. But Sharon Cyrus is saying that Ingram needs to get focused. And honestly, Brandon Ingram's been fairly, effective out there from the game. He's been fairly efficient and stuff. I think he needs the ball a little bit more, in my opinion, in terms of, what would really take his game to the next level, take this squad to the next level. That's what I'm rooting for this. But I like to even sound, not too spiky, good compression. Yeah, it's what's happening. So Joel's saying that, I don't want to yell. I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. I've been hurting people's ears for years now at this point. So I don't want to be doing that too much. And appreciate the next person that subscribed. Our sub goal for this stream is 39,500. Can we get there? 40,000 would be a big milestone. So if we get to 500 tonight, we are in very, very good shape. But Joel Bennett's saying that coach's defensive plan doesn't work. It breaks the laws of physics to expect when you triple team high up for guys to magically pack and protect the paint. And that is a very good point there. You like being aggressive defense. You like being in deny. That's been the way the league has been going. You watch the NBA Finals with the Pacers and the Thunder, but you have to be aware of your actual defenders, right? Like, again, a Jamal Shead can be very aggressive and not get blown by every possession, but a guy like Immanuel Quickley hasn't been that effective out there on that front. So that's, something to look at. Again, I'm praying Immanuel Quickley just because I want to root for this guy. I'm a big fan of Immanuel Quickley. I love the idea. I think Immanuel Quickley, when he's rocking and rolling, is a huge, huge positive for this team. So that's what we are locked in on. And Nolan's out here saying Ingram is a key to success no matter who is on the court with him, and that is very, very true. He's our number one option in terms of scoring. Of course, Scottie Barnes has been the face of the franchise and stuff, but Brandon Ingram just looks like another level smooth, a next level bucket getter out there for this group. So it's gonna be a good one. Facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies here tonight. They have a very, very solid roster out there in this team. They always get some randoms out there on the Memphis Grizzlies that are coming out and being effective in these games. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good one here right now. And folks, make sure you guys hit this like button because we're going to be giving live highlights, live breakdown, live play-by-play, everything that you could ask for out there on this stream. So we want to make sure that you guys are staying up to date with this game. And I know NBA games are like impossible to watch now in the modern age, so I hope to give you really, really good play-by-play analysis out here on the stream, give you the scoreboards, and as we continue to grow, we will be adding a lot of cool tech out there to these streams. So make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss a single stream we have out here on the channel. But Folks, we got a lot more people in here now. At this point, like 57, let me know who you are rooting for and who is going to win. Spam Raptors in the chat right now if you think the Toronto Raptors are going to win. Spam Grizzlies if you think the Grizzlies are going to win. And let's go. Denman is saying that at the game right now, how's it looking? Is it filled up? Is it going to be loud? Let me know, because this is going to be a good game for the Toronto Raptors. We are in a position where we need to win this. It might be crazy to say it's a must-win game out there in a season where you are 2-4 to start off this year, but in terms of momentum, in terms of where the Toronto Raptors can get to, this is going to be a very, very crucial game for this team. And Rob Roy's sister saying, Raptors, let's go. Rob Roy, it's a bar out here in St. John's, Newfoundland, so it'd be cool if you're the owner of that. But I'm just yapping here right now. We are getting into action. It is 7:30 Newfoundland time, so we are ready to rock. Kill Braun is saying Raptors, and we got a lot of Raptors fans out here in the chat. We haven't infiltrated the Grizzlies algorithm yet or anything like that, so that is what we're rocking with. But RJ is still the glue tonight, and RJ is just our guy. RJ is... I'm standing on this, man. He has looked like our most consistent player, our best player and stuff, so I love it. But tell us a bit about your Digest Network. Hey, I think we're over 60, 70 channels here now at this point, trying to cover every team, every sport out there in North America, expand out beyond that. But you want Blue Jays analysis? Nick has been killing it out there with Jays Digest. Leafs analysis, you're a Leafs fan, check out Leafs Digest. Got Habs. I know we got a lot of people across Canada. Habs, Flames, Canucks, Oilers. We got all of that for our Canadian content, and then basically pretty well every NBA team. We got a Grizzlies Digest as well, but I want everyone to stay here. Everyone to stay here out here for the stream. Don't be worried about Grizzlies Digest just yet. We are rocking and rolling here on this stream. But big game. They're starting to show highlights. They're starting to get into the action a little bit. Big night tonight. Big night tonight. On a scale of 1 to 10, folks, how confident are you guys in the Toronto Raptors getting a win, getting a victory in this one? Very important game for this team. So I want to know how you guys are feeling. Are you confident that the Raptors will get this win? Let me know. Scale from 1 to 10. But Sharon is saying Barrett is very solid. That's a very good take. He's my guy. He's a guy that I'm rooting for, and I think is one of the most underrated players in the entire NBA. But who else? Who else on the Toronto Raptors are you guys excited to see? Spam who you in the chat you are excited to see out in the chat as we get a few numbers in. My channel is saying 8, very confident. Jackass, 5, that's fair. The Raptors haven't given it too much for people to be extremely confident in. But Caleb Braun is saying, to heck with that. I'm saying 10. Let's go. Doug Miller, 7. 808's Gray is saying 2. Lots of all over the place, as the Toronto Raptors have been. I wouldn't expect anything different from the chat because of how all over the place this team has been, so we probably should have some all over the place numbers in terms of confidence, in terms of level. We got another subscriber. Appreciate everyone that's hitting that subscribe button. We have a goal of 39,500 subscribers. Let's see if we can get there tonight. But this game is just minutes away. We got people feeling confident. We got people feeling good about this game, about this team. But the Toronto Raptors right now facing off against a Ja Morant-less Memphis Grizzlies team. I said at the top of the stream, but no Ja Morant, no Ty Jerome, so they are lacking out there at the point guard position. The Raptors have a big opportunity to really take things over and get to work early. Most of recent game, in terms of what we've seen, the Toronto Raptors didn't instill a ton of confidence out there in the defense, in my opinion, out there in that Cavaliers game. But they did show some fight, show some fire. So that's what's happening here. 808's Gray saying that, do you think Ja will switch teams? And this is something I want to ask. I want to ask the chat. I want to see what people have to say in this one. Would you want to see Ja Morant, the Toronto Raptors, trade for Ja Morant? He's been dealing with injuries. He's dealt with a lot of, weird personality stuff. I mean, I was really off-put by his post-game presser, talking about let the coaching staff and stuff. It's the reason why he was suspended and turning along with some internal disputes and stuff. The Raptors, they are going for vibes. They are going for that direction. So let me know, would you want to see Ja Morant out here on this team? It would probably require Immanuel Quickley getting traded and probably Jakob Poeltl, something to make the money work. He's very, very expensive, so it's something I figure would be an interesting question. But Spurs Digest saying, beat the Grizz for us, please. Hey, Spurs Digest, we will be out here slapping around all those Western Conference teams. So we, don't you worry, sir. Don't you worry, Josh. We will be rocking and rolling out here on this one. But a lot of people saying no. A lot of people saying no to trading for Ja Morant, and I would agree. Spurs Digest in the chat, is there any chance that we could get Victor Wembanyama from the Spurs Digest? Do you think with your authority, would you be able to trade for him? Let me know. But this game is just seconds away from starting. They're showing some highlights. They're showing some stuff there. But Jamison Battle, really, outstanding game. How many minutes do you think Jamison Battle is going to get tonight? Do you think it's going to be over 15? Over or under the 15 minutes there for Jamison Battle? Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think he should be in the rotation in tonight's game? Because he definitely earned it with his performance out there in the most recent game. But Jamison Battle's going. A-Town Down Club is saying, let's go Raptors. But yeah, for sure, I've heard he's on the block. Hey, let's go. Spurs Digest is saying, we are getting Victor Wembanyama. You heard it, report it first. Blockbuster trade incoming. Don't read a second message. Even though that is true. I do dream about Victor Wembanyama. The Straight Gate is saying, yes, I'd take Ja Morant. And, the thing is, it's a high upside play. The Raptors have tied down to a lot of money. They've tied down themselves to a lot. I mean, a team of Ja Morant, Brandon Ingram, Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, whatever center you could find, that could be a very interesting group. Of course, we don't have a lot of depth in the front court. Ja Morant wouldn't help the team defensively, so I don't know, but it'd be fun and exciting. So I'm not saying I want it to happen, but I'm saying it's something that would be interesting. Would definitely make these game watch-alongs at least entertaining, even though they're going to be entertaining either way. But we are rocking and rolling here. We are just seconds from this game starting. They're showing a bunch of highlights. So I don't know why, this game was supposed to start 5 minutes ago, but we will be giving live play-by-play, scoreboard, all the updates and everything that you can ask for out there in this one. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on the stream. We got 52 people in here, only 19 likes. Let's get that like button going. Just down below, it is completely free, and it helps us out a lot so we can become the #1 destination. I know you guys want a lot of people yapping in here in the chat, so that's what we're going with. But Team Raptors, let's go, Irfan. I love it. But they are going. They're showing Sandro Montmikhelishvili as well as Jamal Shead out there on the screen, so that's time to get things rocking and rolling. But Memphis Grizzlies, of course, good team. Good team, even without Ja Morant. They're a team that always has a lot of depth. They're a team that always has a lot of random people that can explode, that can take their game and take a hold of any type of game that's going on. So it's something to look at. I got my watching goggles on so I can see it. Decided not to throw the contacts out here in for this one. So we are rocking and rolling out here on this stream. Reminder, the score, the watch-alongs, the quarters, all that will be delivered out here in this stream. But Spurs Digest saying Sandro Montmikhelishvili saying a 50-piece incoming, and I couldn't agree more. Sandro, absolute great pickup for Bobby Webster, and one of his first real free agent signings, leading this team, leading this group. They're showing Jaren Jackson Jr., who's averaged 17 points per game and 5 rebounds, out there on the screen. And this is the big concern, right? The Raptors have been dealing with the big men out there in the front court. They need to have someone out there down low that can contain Jaren Jackson, contain Santi Aldama, can contain all of the bigs that are going to be driving the lane, getting rebounds out there for that squad. You got to be able to handle all of those things that you're going to be facing up against. But again, just seconds away from this, they're going to another commercial break here, so we're going to keep yapping, keep going, and get this stuff rocking and rolling here for this team. Reminder, we have a 39,500 subscriber goal. That's where we're at, and Adam's saying start the game. I agree. I don't know why this is taking so long. We are 7 minutes post, supposed to be start time, so we are just waiting for this thing to happen. They're trying to get their extra ad revenue in out there for the NBA, so that is what it is. They're teasing us with everything that's going on. But again, spam right now how confident you are in the Toronto Raptors on a scale of 1 to 10 for getting this win, because they have been up and down. We saw a lot of sprays of all over the place numbers. I want to know how you guys are feeling about this game, how energized you are, because I know a lot of people, their hearts were ripped out of them last night by the Toronto Blue Jays, but or I guess by the LA Dodgers. The Blue Jays gave it their all, gave it their best, and but now it's full focus, fully shifted towards this Toronto Raptors group. So that's what's rocking. Your true captain saying 7, saying Adam saying 10. I like it. We're rooting for this Toronto Raptors team to get these wins, get these W's. It is very much a need for this team. But again, this game, they're showing all this stuff, Febreze commercials and all that. I just want to see my Toronto Raptors play. I want to see my Toronto Raptors play, see my Toronto Raptors win. Let's get this stuff rocking and rolling here. No one's saying any time now. Did they lie to us about the start time? Did they lie to us? I hope not. But no, it's fun chilling with you guys. Again, you guys are the OGs. Tune it in before this game starts. So again, give some W's for yourself. The 50 people in here now that spam out there in the chat if you are an OG, because that's that's what we like to see. Spam OG for the OGs out here in the chat. That's what I want to see. But they got random commercials here going on. Scottie Barnes plus 3+ assists. I think that's a safe bet. I believe in Scottie Barnes' passing ability. The straight gate saying 11. Let's go. People are pumped. People are excited. But let's get some flame emojis in here now. Let's light a spark underneath these referees, whoever is assigned the ability to start this game, because we are waiting. Nolan, you are an OG. I will give a shout out to everyone that spams OG out there in the chat at least 3 times. Maximum 10 times, but at least 3 times. If you say OG, then you'll get a shout out by me. But at the start of this game, only if you are an OG. So that's what we're rocking with here right now. We are very, very excited. Very, very excited. I'm feeling another level of energy. The Cavs game was a must-win out of the other day. You don't want to get dug into too deep a hole to start off the season. I mean, the Raptors, if we're taking a look at the standings, taking a look at everything there, it's a lighter schedule, so you need this stuff going. And shout out to Nolan there. But you need to capitalize on these types of W's. You're going to be a team that's in the playoffs, a top 6 seed, as I was hoping, as I was projecting, as I was looking for. Then make sure you get the wins against a Ja Morant-less Memphis Grizzlies group. No Ty Jerome either, so that's something to look at. But they're showing a little hype video, a little hype package to start things off. But we are seconds away from this game. My channel throwing in the flames. Caleb Braun, shout out to you. Shout out to my channels. Let's go. Raptors saying, Iggy, let's go. We are getting this game rocking and rolling. Matt Devlin, giving his usual call to get things started. So this is my cue to get things started out here on this video, out there on the stream. Adam, let's go. Oh, geez, out there in the chat. We love it. We love it. And they got Gradey Dick. Okay, so starting lineups. Cam Spencer, Jalen Wells, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Jock Landale for the Memphis Grizzlies. And then for the Raptors, Immanuel Quickley, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scottie Barnes, and Colin Murray-Boyles. If the Raptors don't win this game, this is an absolutely sorry starting lineup for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Raptors are unable to get this win. This is a very, 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 very bad sign. So make sure we hit that like button for this game. If you want the Raptors to win, let's get this like button going. If you want the Raptors to get this dub, throw the flames emoji. Just type something. We got another subscriber. Appreciate every single one of you. 39,500 is the goal for this stream. So let's get this thing rocking and rolling. And the Raptors, let's get the hype music going. They're about to do the tip-off, so we're gonna get some hype, dramatic music out there to start off this game. And who will score first? Let me know in the chat who is going to score first, the Toronto Raptors or the Memphis Grizzlies. Spam it right now. Who will score first, Raptors or the Grizzlies? Let's see. First team to score is usually the team that ends up winning. So that's, I don't know if that's true, but that is something that I'm just saying out here on this stream. But something the Raptors dub. Let's go. I love it, A-Town Club. Say something. Say something. Brandon Ingram, 100, fire. Let's go. We are rocking. And the Memphis Grizzlies win the tip. Cam Spencer dribbling up the ball, being guarded by Immanuel Quickley. So swings it over to Jock Landale. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the handoff. He's being guarded by Brandon Ingram out there at the top. And still being guarded by Ingram, a little straight line drive, and then passes it into the out-of-bounds area. Now, I don't really like that defense. We didn't have much drop side help. That was a mistake, not really forced by the Toronto Raptors, just caused by the Memphis Grizzlies. So, but nonetheless, the Raptors get going back up the court. Immanuel Quickley being guarded by what looks like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Passes to Scottie Barnes. Brandon Ingram out there at the top. Pick and roll with Colin Murray-Boyles. And they are rocking and rolling here. Colin Murray-Boyles out there above the break three. Lets it fly and misses that shot. Rebounded by Jaren Jackson Jr. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope going the other way. So being guarded by CMB, gets a deflection, goes to Jock Landale, wearing number 31 for the Grizzlies. Being guarded by Brandon Ingram in the post. That's a little bit of a strength mismatch, but he misses the post hook. RJ Barrett gets the rebound, and he's dribbling up with his left, swings it over to Immanuel Quickley, who is being guarded by Jock Landale. A little step back three in transition, and lets it fly, folks. The Raptors score first. Throw the fires in the chat because IQ knocks down the three. Great stuff there to start things off. Let's get a little defense chant going. Raptors need it. Brandon Ingram guarding Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, swings it to Cam Spencer, and Brandon Ingram guarding him there. Colin Murray-Boyles with the help, and a little foul called by, it looks like it's on Brandon Ingram. Okay. Big three out there for this team. A little step back from IQ. I would have liked him not to take it as a step back, but that is what it is. But we are rocking and rolling here now at this point. spam W out there in the chat for Immanuel Quickley getting his stuff going. I'm playing the defense chance again. Pick and roll with Jaren Jackson Jr. He drives in, and it's an and one. Just as I start the defense chance, we don't like the looks of that. So actually, let me, I got to lock back in here because the Raptors knocked down their first shot. Got to update the score. Got to update everything here. I'm getting in a rhythm with all this. All this will be automated now in the next coming week. But the Toronto Raptors facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr. out there at the free throw line getting an and one in this one, but 10:40 left in the first quarter. So Raptors up 3-2 to start things off. Very, very good sign to see Immanuel Quickley knock down his first shot, even though it was a step back. So good stuff there. Jaren Jackson Jr. is at the free throw line. First foul on Scottie Barnes, and we are rocking and rolling here. So woohoo, we are rolling Toronto Raptors. So they're just yapping. The refs are on slow motion today. We are still waiting for Jaren Jackson Jr. to knock down that free throw or shoot the free throw. He knocks it down 3-3 out there. Raptors versus Grizzlies. So IQ's dribbling up the basketball. A little slight screen out there by RJ Barrett. Swings it to Colin Murray-Boyles. Swings it to RJ Barrett out there on the right side. Dribbling left, pick and roll, and swings to the corner. Scottie Barnes, open corner three. You know that is money, folks. We are on fire. We are on fire to start off this game. We are on fire to start off this game. We are rocking and rolling here. Let's go. 6-3 for the Raptors. Missed shot by the Memphis Grizzlies, and RJ Barrett is dribbling up the court. So dribbling to the left, hands off to Scottie Barnes, who was looking confident in the three-point shot, but drives the lane. I love it. Kick out to RJ Barrett. Lets it fly from three once again. Back to the rim, but bored by Immanuel Quickley. I like the effort. I like the energy he's going with. RJ Barrett in the corner. Lets it fly from the corner. Misses it and steps out of bounds. So that is fine. That is what's going. But it is what's happening, German. Good to see you out here in the chat. But 10 minutes left in the first quarter, but we are rocking and rolling here to start things off. But 3-6 for the Toronto Raptors. Swings it. Scottie Barnes guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. out there on the wing. He's trying to post him up, use his size, but he goes in and uses his strength to get a bucket out there. 6-5 right now in this game. But RJ Barrett dribbling up, passes it to Brandon Ingram, driving in, kicks it out to Scottie Barnes, and swings it. Brandon Ingram being guarded by Jaren Jackson Jr. with the pump fake and gets a biting. I'm surprised he didn't try to force the foul there. Long two from Brandon Ingram and draws the foul. I'm calling it. I'm predicting this game. 9:27 left in this one, but the Raptors are rocking. So 6-5. Brandon Ingram going to the free throw line. Let's get Jaren Jackson Jr. into some foul trouble. That is what we want to see to start this thing off. And sub numbers going up. 39,000 subscribe. 39,500 is the subscriber goal. I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing out there in these videos. And just as I say it, people are leaving, but that is what it is. But 9:27 left. They are reviewing this shot to be a flagrant foul. Of course, in the NBA right now, if you jump underneath someone's feet while they're shooting a jump shot, it will lead to a flagrant foul. They don't want these injuries that happen. The Zaza, Pachulia-esque fouls. But Brandon Ingram, long two. Jaren Jackson Jr. steps underneath him. Didn't look like it was an intentional, hey, we're trying to injure this guy, but could be called a flagrant given the league's rule. But hopefully the Raptors get dubbed tonight. Yes, sir, definitely, Gervin. That's the game plan. That's the hope. That's the chance. But let me know how you guys are feeling about the start of this game. Scale of 1 to 10. How are you rating the start of this game for the Toronto Raptors? Spam it in the chat right now. I want to know how you guys are feeling about the Toronto Raptors start to this game. Let me know because your Raptors are okay. News has come out. Breaking news. That was called a flagrant foul out there on Jaren Jackson Jr. So that's going to be two shots and the ball for this Raptors team. So Raptors, thankfully, Brandon Ingram does not get hurt out there on that play, but it was not what's it called? An injured. He didn't get injured, so that's good. But German saying feeling good, 7 out of 10. Good stuff there. Caleb saying it's rating it as a 5. Good stuff. So Brandon Ingram is out there at the free throw line here right now. Free throws, and then the Raptors will get the ball. Your true captain is saying, let's get it. It's a 9. Let's go. And Brandon Ingram knocks down the first free throw. Great stuff there from Brandon Ingram. Let's knock down this one, especially if our defense is on tonight. Feeling really confident for sure. If the Raptors defense is rolling, I'm feeling confident any night because the offense has been great to start off the season. But 8-5 right now for the Toronto Raptors. 9:27 left in the first quarter. Things are rocking and rolling here, folks. Let's again throw in those fire emojis. You're feeling good about the start of this game. But ball's being inbounded by Scottie Barnes, passes it to Colin Murray-Boyles, and flare cut. What a pass. What a cut by RJ Barrett. Darko Rajaković drawing up a very nice backdoor play. It is 10-5 for your Toronto Raptors. We are rocking and rolling here. And the Raptors picking up the pressure. Immanuel Quickley picking up full court on Cam Spencer. They're running a pick and roll with Jacques Lindell. Swings it to the corner. KCP out there in the corner being guarded by RJ Barrett. And a little blow by there, not much help on the defensive end. Looked like it may have been a blocking foul, but was not called, so we love that. But Immanuel Quickley dribbling the basketball, swings it to CMB, and he lets it fly from the three-point line, front rim. Scottie Barnes hustling for the rebound. You're not getting that over Jaren Jackson Jr., but a couple missed threes by CMB. You live with it. But Immanuel Quickley pressuring Cam Spencer here now in semi-transition, but doesn't get the handoff, and he is just... Okay, they call a foul. It looked like he was traveling all over the place, but it was called a foul, which I don't really mind. But we are rocking and rolling here. But Kerman saying, what do you think of the CMB shot from 3 there? I like that he's confident enough to let it fly. Do I want CMB settling for threes every single possession? No chance, no way. But I like that he's confident enough to let it fly. He's been shooting at a high rate, so far this season. So I don't mind that jump shot there from CMB. Just don't rush it. He looked like he was rushing a little bit at that point. But Immanuel Quickley, very, very tight defense out there in Cam Spencer. It looks like a little bit tight, but he's pushing, he's pressing, a little pick and roll action there, switch by Colin Boyles, and close out there from Scottie Barnes out there in the corner, and that is Aldama knocking down a corner 3, a guy that is always nasty in fantasy. So giving you guys a little bit of knowledge there. But 8:21 left in this game, 8-10 for the Toronto Raptors, and that is a foul. Wells is getting a foul, gets called for the foul out there on Brandon Ingram. So that's what's happening. But Herul, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, saying, hey, Ben, ever since NBA Cup win against the Cavs, I've been optimistic since then. Let's go. Love the optimism. I love the optimism here for the Toronto Raptors and, everything that we got rolling here now at this point. So the ball is inbounded to Colin Boyles, being, sagged off by Jacques Lindell. Pick and roll being run with Brandon Ingram. Wells playing pretty tight defense out there on the Raptors and swings it. CMB driving the lane. He's looking confident. Back cut by Scottie Barnes. The great drive. Misses the layup. Doesn't get his own rebound, and that was a great pass by Colin Boyles. Need some credit there on this one, but it is 7:53 left in this game in the first quarter. We are rocking and rolling. So Wells tries to make the cross key pass to Santi Aldama out there in the paint, but it doesn't go through. Raptors playing a little bit more less crazy on the defensive end, it looks like here so far, but of course you need to keep it up. But CMB out there in the corner gets the deflection, ball out of bounds. Grizzlies ball once again. 10-8, 7:50 left out there in the first quarter. So we are rocking and rolling out here on this stream. How are you feeling right now out there in the chat? Let me know. But the back pick is running there. IQ guarding Cam Spencer. He's getting very, very close to Cam Spencer, and they are just cooking us out there on the pick and roll. But it was called a foul. Offensive foul out there on Jacques Lindell. Raptors going back the other way. Let's go. Let's get some exciting stuff going. We need a little energy boost out there in the chat. We need a little energy boost out there in this game. Let's get it rolling. So Colin Boyles passes it to Immanuel Quickley, and he is carrying the ball up the floor, being guarded by I can't tell who that is actually. So pick and roll out there by CMB, driving the lane, kicks it to RJ Barrett, lets it fly from 3. Front of the rim. RJ Barrett's three-point shot has been a little bit off to start this game. That is what it is. Transition defense, not very effective, and that is 10-10. 10-10 out there in this game. Not for neither team, because both teams are at 10. And Scottie Barnes just sells a layup once again. Grizzlies come back in transition. Scottie Barnes complaining, and then it leads to an open layup. And that is not what we want to see from Scottie. If you mess up out there on the other end of the floor, you have to get back to court. But, folks, appreciate the subscribers we're getting here right now. 70 away from out there from our subscriber goal. Appreciate every single one of you, but we are going to commercial break. It is 12-10 for the Memphis Grizzlies, and there is 7:13 left in the quarter. Folks, how are we feeling about the start of this game? Fairly fast-paced. The Raptors' transition defense, interestingly enough, in this one has been failing them a little bit. But other than that, I think they're fairly locked in out there on the defensive end. RJ Barrett's missed a few threes. Colin Boyles, I think, could be a little bit more aggressive, driving the lanes. He's getting into the paint. He's getting those paint touches, and then making kickouts because, he doesn't want to rush it. He doesn't want to, be too aggressive. But I wouldn't mind him trying to score out there in the paint. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the start of this one, because this game has been very, very fast-paced, as many Raptors game has been going. But I'd like to know how you guys are feeling. Summerlow saying RJ is killing us. Yes. Thing about it is, RJ's been one of our most efficient players, so I still trust him every single possession. But Gurman saying I would like to get Gradey more involved on offense when he comes on here. That is true. You need Gradey Dick to take advantage of his, minutes, and the Raptors need to take advantage of him on the floor, because Jacoby, Gradey, all these guys are very, very strong offensive players. So you want to get the most use out of them for this team. But David W saying from 10 up 10-5 to down 12-10, just about time for Darko Rajaković to call timeout. And David W, yes, one of my themes, one of my things I've been bringing up, and something that I've just been critical of Darko Rajaković of, is rushes sometimes doesn't really call timeouts at the perfect time, doesn't call it at the perfect moment, because the Toronto Raptors right now, of course, like any basketball team, any basketball game, it's a game of runs. So Darko Rajaković needs to know when to call timeouts in order to kill the momentum, kill the runs of this other team. But we are currently in a timeout break. Again, we will be giving you all the commentary, live play-by-play, everything that you could want out there in this game. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. 64 people in here, only 33 likes. Let's get those numbers up. It is free to like the video down below. It helps us grow this chat, grow this community. Let's get yapping. But we at 12, but we at 12. We are rocking and rolling here. You're a true Captain fan. Woo! Okay, this game is getting back in action. They're showing the video of Ja Morant, so that's what's happened. Nick Nurse sometimes called timeouts. Nick Nurse is better calling timeouts than the Raptors were on a run, which is always crazy to me. But I love Nick Nurse. I think he's right now objectively like the best coach in Raptors history. Dwayne Casey, best development coach, but just most successful coach is Nick Nurse. And hopefully Darko Rajaković can take over that point. But a coach that wins you the championship, and that 2021-2022 run where the Raptors were predicted to be very, very bad, but ended up being 5th in the Eastern Conference, established Nick Nurse in my head as an all-time coach out there in Raptors history. So that is what it is. But we are rocking and rolling here. But Strika is saying, hey, Ben, if we can keep up with the pace of the Grizzlies offense, I'm confident the Raptors will get back into this game. It's also going to be a game of runs, fine margins. For sure. 100%. I like the analysis there, but we are back. And folks, we are starting things off. Jamal Shead has the basketball. Pick and roll out there with Colin Murray Boyles. They're playing it very high, and he kicks it to the corner, and it looks like there's an offensive foul. And RJ misses the shot, even though it didn't count. But you want RJ to knock down even one of those ones after the whistle, so he's getting his confidence up. But we are back rolling. Jamal Shead is on the court. Folks, throw a W in the chat for Jamal Shead. The Shed heads are rocking and rolling here. Jamal Shead, Gradey Dick subs into this game for Immanuel Quickley, as well as Scottie Barnes. But a little deflection out there. We're going back the other way. RJ Barrett out there in transition, letting it fly, Euro step, and that is a foul. We get 2 free throws out there for RJ Barrett. 6:47 left in the first quarter. So good stuff there. I like the transition. I like the defense. Again, they're getting deflections, and they're getting the balls picked a little bit out there of the Grizzlies, but they aren't playing overly aggressive so far, which is good to see. They're seeing less blow-bys, and that has led the defense to be more and more effective. So that is what we like to see. RJ Barrett at the free throw line makes the first one, and this is always good. A guy has missed a few shots to start off the game. You get to the free throw line, you see the ball go through the hoop, and then those three-point shots can start going down. So that is good. The Grizzlies making a couple of substitutions. Looks like Cam Spencer's out of this game, was out of this game, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is back in. So we are rocking and rolling out here in this game. Ochai Agbaji subbed in for the Toronto Raptors, and we are back the other way. RJ Barrett knocks down the second free throw. So we are going. Ochai Agbaji currently guarding. I can't see the name there, but we are getting that covered, and it is out of bounds. Gradey Dick getting the ball poking loose out there on the other side. But okay, Toronto Raptors are rocking and rolling here now in this game. My camera's frozen, but it will be back. Don't you guys worry. I'll keep yapping. Camera will be here. Jamal Shead navigates the screen very, very well. Colin Murray Boyles guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. He has been very effective out there on that end of the floor. But, again, great defense there. I think Jaren Jackson Jr. is a really nice matchup for CMB and gets the stop. The Raptors going back the other way. RJ Barrett has the ball. Pass it to Colin Murray Boyles at the top. Given to Jamal Shead, fake to Jamal Shead. Ochai Agbaji driving the lane. Lots of people drove in on him and throws it out of bounds. Ochai Agbaji just a little bit too out of control out there on that possession. So we are going back the other way. 6:12 left in the first quarter, and my camera does not return. So Jamal Shead playing really good defense. I mean, I've been critical of the Toronto Raptors being a little bit overly aggressive. If there's one guy in the team that can be overly aggressive, it's Jamal Shead, and then, of course, Chucky Hepburn. But good defense there by this team. Closed out by Gradey Dick, and great defense. Defense is looking a lot better here to start things off, as it always does when Jamal Shead's in the game. RJ Barrett driving the lane, Jaren Jackson Jr. in the paint, and midi over Jaren Jackson Jr. from Gradey Dick, and let's go. Gradey Dick needs a little bit of a confidence booster. Spam flames out there in the chat for Gradey Dick. He needs it, but 14-12 for the Toronto Raptors as 5:34 left in this game. But in this quarter, Colin Murray Boyles guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. at the top, and he just hoists up a shot, assuming he was going to get fouled. But Jamal Shead kicks it up to Colin Murray Boyles, who lets it. Grown man move by Colin Murray-Boyles. Aldama bounces off him, and we are 16-12 for the Toronto Raptors. Things are rocking and rolling. Let's get a little defensive chant rocking out here in the chat. But things are rocking and rolling here now. Energy is high for the Toronto Raptors. Murray-Boyles has been just on another level. And I don't know if you should sub him out, man. I think Colin Murray-Boyles' minutes should match up, aligned with Jaren Jackson Jr.'s, because he has been next level. They're doing a little substitution, so that's why this defensive chant is going a little bit longer. But I'll restart it here. But defensive possession right now. Let's lock in. Spam defense in the chat. You want to see the Raptors play good defense. Ochai Agbaji guarding their point guard. But close out there. Fake closeout. Kicks it to Aldama, who spaces the floor but misses. Scottie Barnes with the rebound, and we are going back the other way. Jamal Shead dribbling the ball up the court, and they're sagging off him a little bit. They're sagging off Scottie. You know he's letting that fly, and that is money. That is money. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Energy is high here, folks, tonight. Gradey Dick guarding the basketball out there high at the top of the half line, but Sandro Mamakel is really trying to be a rim protector, but the other team draws the foul. So that is what we're rocking with here. If we're liking what we're seeing from this Toronto Raptors team, I got to update the scoreboard quicker, but the Toronto Raptors right now are on a little bit of a run. The momentum's swaying in the Toronto Raptors. Can we keep it in our direction? When you have an opportunity to take a big lead, you got to really, put your foot on the gas and let it go. 4:40 left in this quarter, and then that is a bucket out there for the Memphis Grizzlies. So, sorry, that's a free throw. 19-13 here right now for the Toronto Raptors. We are live. We are direct. We are giving you all the play-by-play commentary. Second free throw being shot by this game, and we are still 19-14 here now for your Toronto Raptors. Going back the other way, Chet has the ball, kicks it to Mamakel, kicks it to Ochai Agbaji with the pump fake, creates that space. They switch to a zone, and Jamal Shead in the dunker spot, kicks it to Ochai Agbaji in the corner, who misses that three. He was one of the best corner three shooters out there in the NBA last year, but unfortunately misses that one. So good defense, transition defense, not able to get to the shooter. Aldama lets it fly, but he has been missing some shots to start things off. So we are I guess still got to get that score up. Okay, Scottie Barnes, transition three. Feeling confident, which I don't mind, but I don't want him to start settling. Jamal Shead poking the ball loose again, and Jamal Shead's letting it fly, and he knocks it down, folks. Shed heads get hyped. Shed heads get hyped. We are rocking and rolling, 22-14 for the Toronto Raptors. 3:52 left in this game. But Jamal Shead guarding Santi Aldama. A little size mismatch. It doesn't matter. Oh, they call a foul. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. Jamal Shead didn't foul there. He was straight up. But that is what it is. Called. Santi Aldama going to the free throw line. Good recovery for Jamal Shead after he knocks down the three. So that is what we like to see. And folks, we got 100 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that like button, because we're delivering the most energetic content out there on Raptors YouTube. So we got it. But Aldama shoots the free throw. I don't like this. Same thing I said about RJ Barrett. But Aldama's missed some shots to start off this game. Him getting the free throw line might be able to get his rhythm going. So you can't let him have many open shots. So we are rocking and rolling out here now at this point. Aldama knocks down the first free throw, so we'll get that up. And, we got that rolling, and he knocks down the second one. So 22-16, they were showing some type of commercial out there while Aldama's shooting the second one. But Immanuel Quickley back in this game. Why are we putting Immanuel Quickley back in this game? Shed was playing really well. Maybe it was because of the foul trouble. But Mamakel really just throws it straight into the Grizzlies' hands, and Aldama in transition, driving the lane, kicks it to the corner, and you don't want this to go down. The Raptors catch a big break with that missed three, but they're just missing shots left, right, and center, and the ball finally goes in for the Memphis Grizzlies. So Williams knocks it in, and it's 22-18. So Ochai Agbaji out there in the front court. I don't like the substitution of Jamal Shead there, even with the fouls, but Scottie Barnes drives the lane, sells the layup, but gets his own rebound and knocks it in again. So Scottie Barnes gets this game to 24-18. Let's really put our foot on the gas. Let's put our foot on their throats there. You got a little bit of a lead, and you're making stuff happen. Aldama drives to this right and then misses the layup, but it ends up being Toronto Raptors basketball. So it looks like they're going to review that shot. Probably will end up being Memphis Grizzlies basketball, but we are rocking and rolling. They are calling a little time out. So this game is crazy. This game is nuts. 24-18 so far in this one for your Toronto Raptors, folks. How are we feeling? Every intermission, I want you guys to spam it. I want you to type it 3 times how you are feeling on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling about the Toronto Raptors so far in this one? Do you think it's you're feeling good? You're feeling happy about the performance here right now? I'm going to give it a solid 7. I'm giving it a solid 7 myself, but I want to know how you guys are feeling about the Toronto Raptors performance so far in this game. Michael had been saying I'm a pro at this. Hey, I'm learning. I haven't done many watch-alongs out here on the channel, but we're trying to do a lot more of them this season and keep the tech going. We're building a lot more tech, so hopefully it'll be easier, more immersed, as these games go along. But trying to deliver you the most high-quality content out there for your Toronto Raptors. But appreciate the nice comments there. But the Raptors are moving, and good lead here for this team. I'll throw a little box score up in terms so you guys can see who's playing well for this Raptors group. But we're looking at it, and this box score sucks. This box score sucks. Okay. So far for the Toronto Raptors, again, 24 points for this team. You can see the main score out there in this game right now. But who is playing? Well, you guys will see it here now at this point. But basically, Brandon Ingram has 2 points. RJ Barrett has 4 points. On 1 of 3 shooting, has missed his 2 3-point shots. Scottie Barnes has knocked down 2 threes already in this game. 3 of 6 out there from the field, which is good to see. Colin Murray-Boyles has 2 points, but has been doing a really good job. Only 1 assist, which I don't think is right. He had that backdoor pass as well as a really nice dump off. He definitely has 2 assists. I'm a better stat keeper than ESPN. But Immanuel Quickley has 3 points, hit a step back 3, but hasn't done much else so far in this game, but isn't getting blown by as much, which is a positive. And then off the bench, you have 2 points for Gradey Dick, and then 3 points for Jamal Shead, as well as 2 assists. Let me know in the chat, who has impressed you most so far in this game? Who has impressed you most so far in this game? Let me know. Jamal Shead is the guy that's on my list, but I want to see who you guys have to say. But looking at the chat, people are saying, liking what I'm seeing defensively, letting go of too many open threes. That's something we need to fix for sure. Garmin's saying 7.5, going 0.5 ahead of me. You're more optimistic, which I respect. The straight gate is saying 11, which I like to see. So, no, it's going to be a good one. Going to be a good game out here for the Toronto Raptors. And we are still in commercial break, so don't you guys worry. All the commentary will be coming back. But Garmin's saying 17, CMB 100%. And it's crazy how impactful Colin Murray-Boyles has been. But okay, Toronto Raptors keep the basketball, though Memphis Grizzlies end up wasting their challenge. But Ann Nugent is saying, hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Ann. I know you've been tuning in. But Scottie's threes, let's go. Scottie Barnes and the Rook looks good, besides the shooting for sure. Dr. Mister, how do I pronounce your name? DRX, Mr. X. Hopefully I'm getting that stuff right. But we are back rolling here. Back rolling here out there in the stream, out there in this game. Got 100 people out here in this chat. Let's go as we return to action. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you're enjoying the live commentary. But we are back. Okay. The Memphis Grizzlies are pressing. Immanuel Quickley is dribbling up the basketball. A little brush screen by Sandro Mamukelashvili. Swings it to Scottie Barnes out there on the wing. Back to Immanuel Quickley. Back to Scottie Barnes. A little semi-pro hoops, if you know that reference. And the ball gets deflected out of bounds. Toronto Raptors basketball. 2:44. 24-18 for the Toronto Raptors. So we are rocking and rolling here now in this game. But Jaren Jackson Jr. is guarding Scottie Barnes out here on the inbound. Seems like that is the matchup that they are looking for this Memphis Grizzlies team. But we keep moving. A little high pick out there. Immanuel Quickley gets the ball out there at the top. Curl cut out there by Gradey Dick, who gets to a spot out there in the mid-range. Passes to Scottie Barnes in the corner. Misses the mid-range jumper. And Santi Aldama gets the rebound, going back the other way. He's dribbling up the court. He is moving fast out there for a big man, but he does not care. Scottie Barnes guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. on the other end. But pick and roll out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who tries to drive in, not able to get a shot up over Scottie. Cam Spencer lets it fly off the foul by Ochai Agbaji. And one thing, of course, that, Ochai Agbaji is any role player, three-point shot, any star player, three-point shot is going to come and go. You want to see good defense from Ochai Agbaji, and so far in this one, haven't been blown away by his on-ball pressure out there in this game. Getting blown by a little bit too much from what we saw. But first quarter over 58. No way, Jose. It is 24-18, 24-19 here now at this point as Cam Spencer lets it go from the free throw line. But we have 2:20 left in this game. But the straight gate is saying Barnes has impressed me so far for sure. Uchimata is saying Scottie Barnes triple-double prediction still stands. Hey, wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But looking like Cam Spencer at the free throw line. Misses the second. We are rocking and rolling here. 24-19. Ochai Agbaji driving the lane. Lets it fly. Or lets the dunk fly. I'm using the wrong terminology. But 26-19. Let's get this going. Okay, defense chance rocking. Need a defensive stop here. Ochai Agbaji switch on to Jaren Jackson Jr. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has the basketball, being guarded by Scottie Barnes. And Triple J is going to be trying to guard. Okay, that's a good switch. Immanuel Quickley guarding Cam Spencer with the close out there. Spencer trying to draw a foul from the three-point line. Not able to do it. Raptors going back the other way. We are going. And the fake pass. Oh, you got to run a J cut there, Ochai Agbaji. Okay. I know Scottie Barnes is going to be called for that turnover, and it is on the ball handler to throw the ball, know where the player is going to be. But Ochai Agbaji, in transition, you have to run a J cut in order to get a layup. But the guy ended up being in no man's land there right now. Maybe was trying to get his way to the corner, and the turnover is going to be charged to Scottie Barnes, even though it was Ochai Agbaji's fault, in my opinion. But we're going back the other way. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope being guarded by Gradey Dick, and swings it to Jock Landale. On-ball pressure there. Ochai Agbaji guarding the ball for Wells, and he shoots a contested three, blocked by Scottie Barnes. We are going back. The rebound secured by Sandro Mamukelashvili. Semi-transition. Immanuel Quickley let it sit, fly, back of the rim. Sandro trying to get the putback, but doesn't go down, so we go back the other way. Memphis Grizzlies, Scottie Barnes guarding the ball. Immanuel Quickley switches on to Cam Spencer. Handoff back to Cam Spencer, and Scottie Barnes closing out. This is just a hectic offense right now. Spencer misses the shot, but Jacques Landale gets the board. Craziness here now at this point, 21-26, out there for the Toronto Raptors. Handoff to Gradey Dick, who passes right back to Scottie Barnes. Lots of quick passes for both teams in this game. Impossible to keep up with. I feel like I'm on storage boards. But Immanuel Quickley running a pick and pop, it looks like, with Sandro Mamukelashvili. But he drives in, trying to be aggressive, and in a tough spot. A little Kobe fade for IQ, hits the front of the rim, which is what it is. Not sure if that's IQ's shot, but 40 seconds left out there in this game. Haven't been given a chance to update the time, but handoff out there for Wells. He's going up out there at the top, and Scottie Barnes, good rim protecting, but it doesn't end up being as effective as I was hoping. But 30 seconds left in this one. Let's get some hype music to close off this game, or close off this quarter. Pass to Gradey Dick, pass to Immanuel Quickley. He's driving in with the left, kicks it to the corner. Ochai Agbaji lets it fly and misses the open corner three. He was absolutely electric out there on corner threes for the start of Raptors career for a lot of last season, but not knocking down his corner threes in this one. But 8 seconds left out there in this game, and the Raptors need some defense out there, and they pass it to Wells out there in the corner, who misses the corner three. Gradey Dick gets blocked by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on the full court shot. So we are back entering a new quarter. So 12 minutes and entering the second quarter. Craziness. Okay, folks, Raptors end the first, up 26-23. 12 minutes left in the second quarter, technically. They're going to commercial break. How are we feeling, folks? D-Frizz is back out here in the chat saying, I am wounded soldier after the devastation yesterday. Like and subscribe to show your love. D-Frizz, I appreciate you doing my job better than me. We are on our goal for 39,500 subscribers. Can we get there in this stream? We shall see. But I appreciate everyone that's tuning in. But especially after the devastation of that Blue Jays loss the other night, of course, we want to make sure the Raptors are, energy is back focused out there on the Toronto Raptors. But Gio saying, I take a Raptors loss tonight for a Maple Leafs win the next game, Gio. I can't take it. I can take Blue Jays World Series losses, but Raptors are number one here out here on Raptors Digest, so we need those wins. Even though we're rooting for the Leafs as well. But is Brandon Ingram out for this game? No, Brandon Ingram is not out. He has been playing out here at the start of this game, but hasn't taken too many shots. Really, he hasn't taken one shot, actually, so far in this game. He knocked down 2 free throws, though. So he's got to the line once, but no shots out there for Brandon Ingram. That is a good storyline to really bring up because Brandon Ingram should be the focal point of our offense, and he has not taken any shots in this game. 3 shots for Ochai Agbaji, but 0 for Brandon Ingram, which is not what we like to see. But first quarter, let's take a look at the stats. Let's take a look at how everyone is doing out here in this game. But, we take a look at all this that's going down. Let me deliver you guys the box scores and everything that's happening for this game. But okay, the Toronto Raptors right now are being led by Scottie Barnes, who has knocked down a couple threes in this one, has been very, very effective out there in this game. 8 points, 2 threes, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Good stuff there for Scottie Barnes. Jamal Shead is also impressed in his 3 minutes. I'd like to see more minutes for Jamal Shead, but he's dealing with 2 personal fouls, so that took him out of the game very, very early. You have Ochai Agbaji missing some open quarter threes. RJ Barrett missing a couple of his shots. Immanuel Quickley, no one's really that. The Raptors are primed to blow this game open, so we need to get that rolling. So we shall see what's happening there. But second quarter about to start, so I'll break down this box score and we can jump back into the wave. But folks, spam W in the chat if you want to see the Toronto Raptors win this quarter. I agree, number 1 on the Raps. Let's go. But we look good. We need to cut down the open looks from downtown from Memphis. Definitely Gurman. Good take there. But Raptors are back. Handoff with Brandon Ingram and Scottie Barnes, and give the ball to Brandon Ingram. He's being guarded by Wells. That should be a bucket here in the post. He got to a spot. The ball poked loose a little bit, and that is what it is. Grizzlies going back the other way out there in transition. Gradey Dick does a good job of stopping the ball, which is good to see. Cam Spencer has the ball. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has above the break. Again, it feels like Grady's guarding everyone out here this possession, but good slide out there by Gradey Dick. You stopped Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in his tracks. Not that he's an elite ball handler, but closes out as well. And Caldwell-Pope misses the open three above the break, and we are going back the other way. Immanuel Quickley being guarded by Wells, passes to Dick, who rushes the three, and it's called an offensive foul or out of bounds. Offensive foul by Gradey Dick as he shoots the three-point shot, which is what it is. 26-23. That is what we have rolling. But as Masai said, playing for what you're going to give for Boozer, that's valid. But we're too early this season to see whether or not we are in this group. We have too much money invested in the squad to tank. But we shall see. RJ Barrett guarding Caldwell-Pope out there at the top of the wing. They run a little high pick and pop-ish sort of look. But kicks to the corner. Good execution by the Grizzlies on offense, but they missed the open corner three. It's only execution if you make that shot. But RJ Barrett, really nice drive. The ball was trying to get picked loose by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, but RJ Barrett has great control. 28-23, and Caldwell-Pope gets it right back. So 25-28 for the Toronto Raptors. 10:30 left in this game. But swings it to Scottie Barnes, swings it to Brandon Ingram, and Scottie Barnes drives the lane out there in the pick and roll, gets the take. He's missed a few of those easy bunnies in this one, but gets his rebound and puts it back up. You have Scottie Barnes in fantasy. He's getting you a few rebounds tonight. 30-25. We are rocking and rolling here. But RJ Barrett switches out there onto that man, and another missed three for the Grizzlies. They are getting a lot of open looks, folks. The Grizzlies are getting a lot of open shots, so we need to be better out there in terms of closing out those shots. But pass to Scottie Barnes. Nice pass by RJ Barrett. Misses the lay, but kicks it back out to RJ Barrett, who makes the open corner three. Spam the flames emojis. Spam the threes out there in the chat. Spam three for RJ Barrett. That is what we like to see for RJ Barrett. And spam some threes. Gio saying the Raptors going to bleed points right now with 3 defensive liabilities. I mean, they are rocking and rolling here now at this point. So that's what we like to see for RJ3. RJ3. Let's go. We are rocking. We are feeling good. We are feeling good about this Raptors team. It is 33-25. Let me update the score for all you lovely folks that are out here in the chat right now. It is 10:03 left in this quarter, in this half. And we are feeling good. Go RJ Barrett. They feature an RJ like they did Siakam before they moved him. I hope you're not right, Gio. I hope you're not right. But the Grizzlies are 1 of 13 from the 3-point line, 7.7%. And folks, I'm going to tell you, this is not a product of the Raptors defense so much right now. They have closed out. Like, it's not like they've all been open looks, but the Grizzlies have been missing some easy shots. So we need to make sure that we execute better out there on the defensive end and not give up all those 3-point shots. Because, again, this is and this is also, when a team is cold, you need to really turn up the score. You need to get those buckets up and get those up in place. But RJ turnaround, which we love to see. Again, I said it. You get to the free throw line, it really just reshapes how your game is going. So that is what we like to see. But folks, make sure you no one spam three. Oh, we got straight gate spam at three. Yeah, if you're feeling good about those 3-point shots, spam it. You don't have to let me tell you, but we are rocking. Still need time to see what we have with this team. Ray Curley, I couldn't agree more. I want to see how this group looks. It was a little bit scary to start off this season, but we need to see how this team looks. But we are in commercial break here right now. The Grizzlies had to call a timeout. They needed it because the Toronto Raptors, of course, are on a roll. The momentum swing is swinging. We are swinging on this Toronto Raptors team, which is great to see. But 77 people in here right now. Who has impressed you most the second quarter? I think it has to be RJ Barrett with the passes and the drives. He's up to 9 points so far in this one. I guess Scottie Barnes, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists so far in this game. He has been cooking. But that is rock and rolling. Okay, we are getting back in action. You will be getting all of the play-by-play, all of the energy, everything that we can deliver to you. We will be delivering out here on the channel. So we are rocking and rolling here. And they're showing the play. Scottie Barnes knocking down the 3-point shot. He looks more confident in that jump shot so far this season. So that has been a huge positive there. But let's keep this show rolling. RJ Barrett driving. Oh, that's a highlight. But I'm a bit behind, 6 minutes left in the first quarter. D-Frizz, we will be delivering you all of the live play-by-play commentary. So we are going. All right. So Jakob Poeltl in this game, guarding out there at the top. Intense defensive pressure out there for the squad. But CMB back in this one, too, being the main focal point on defense against Jaren Jackson Jr. Raptors making a lot of quick subs out here in this game. But good defense by CMB, but Jaren Jackson Jr. able to get down. That's what a good coach does. Gives it to your main guy and gets a bucket. So Immanuel Quickley dribbling up the basketball, being guarded by Cam Spencer. They are, running a low action, trying to get Brandon Ingram the basketball, but running a little flare screen. I used to run that play out there in my high school team. But Jakob Poeltl lets it fly from the three-point line. Looked like he was motivated to shoot that shot, and it doesn't go down. Grizzlies coming back the other way. But, Aldama with the ball out there at the top. Cam Spencer out there on the wing. A little pick and roll between Cam Spencer and Aldama, being guarded by Immanuel Quickley. Aldama out there at the top. He's going to try to use his size on RJ Barrett. Kicks it to the corner. Jaren Jackson Jr. need a better closeout than that against Triple J. He comes out with a personal 5-0 run against the Toronto Raptors. So, we are coming back the other way. Immanuel Quickley swings it to Brandon Ingram with the basketball. He passes Jakob Poeltl, a little pick and roll with CMB. Kicks it to Jacoby, who has the basketball, driving in the lane, and kicks it down the corner. Good defense by the Grizzlies, can't lie. But Aldama trying to guard RJ Barrett. Driving in, tries to go to the left. Was it a foul? And it was called. RJ Barrett getting bailed out at the end of the shot clock there in this drive. So, good stuff there for RJ Barrett going to the free throw line. And folks, defensively, you have to contain Jaren Jackson Jr. You have to be aware of him out there on the court at all times. But the straight gate is saying that RJ's last few shots have impressed me, which is great to see. But RJ at the free throw line, letting it fly here right now. 8:44 in this one, and it is down 34-30 right now. 8:44 in this game. We got another subscriber. Again, the goal is to get to 39,500 subscribers. I know some streams we get new people in here, some streams we don't. Again, the Raptors lose. Not a lot of people new people watching Raptors, but that is what it is. He misses the second free throw, but CME gets the rebound and puts it back. That's a good missed free throw by RJ Barrett with CMB out there in the paint, even though you hate RJ Barrett missing free throws. But Grizzlies come back. Ball being guarded by Immanuel Quickley. Picking pop out there with the Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. being guarded by Colin Murray Boyles. And the double happening, and they swing the ball. They're swinging, executing very, very well, the Memphis Grizzlies are. They're missing some of their shots, but their offensive execution is very, very good. But the Grizzlies get that drive, 32-36. Pick and roll with Brandon Ingram and Colin Murray Boyles. And Brandon Ingram out there in the key. Lets it fly from a short midi, but doesn't go down. 10-foot midi doesn't go down for Brandon Ingram. Aldama dribbling up the basketball and passing it to Triple J. Kicks it to Aldama, who lets it fly from three, and that is the weirdest air ball I've ever seen. It hit something because the ball angled, the trajectory ended up going in a weird place, but definitely some interesting stuff happening now at this point. But 7:56 left in the second quarter. Good defense so far by the Toronto Raptors in this game. Immanuel Quickley kicks it to Colin Murray Boyles. Brandon Ingram out there above the break. And he's driving him with his left. Looking confident out there on that drive. And gets the and one. And one for notorious BI3. A lot of people throwing out that nickname there, which we love to see for BI3. Needs the basketball. We have not been running much offense through Brandon Ingram in this game. We cannot move away from our most elite scorer. That's something I'm going to say. He's at the free throw line right now, shooting one shot, which is good to see. But 7:44 left in this quarter. But that is what we are rolling with. Again, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the content. The goal is to get to 39,500 subscribers. But 39 to 32, 39,000 subs for Raptors Digest. 39 points for the Raptors. Is it a coincidence? But Brandon Ingram guarding the ball out there playing aggressive defense, not letting a blow-by happen. I guess it kind of did happen. I spoke too soon. And the travel happens. Williams ends up traveling in the paint. Good recovery from Brandon Ingram, even though Williams ended up getting the edge out there on that drive. But we are coming back the other way, which we love to see. All right, let's go. Let's big possession here. Let's put a little kill shot. We got Jamal Shead back in this game, being guarded by looks like Williams, but little J cut out there, a little Iverson action, but swings it over to RJ Barrett out there in the mid-range, being guarded by Aldama. Kicks it to Colin Murray Boyles, looking confident firing that three-point shot, but doesn't go down. That is what it is. I don't mind him shooting it. I don't mind Colin Murray Boyles shooting it. They're gonna sag off him. You gotta shoot it. Colin Murray Boyles guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. transition, swings it to Aldama, and he drives with the right and shoots a floater. Man, Aldama has been knocking down these floater shots all game. It's been tough to see. But Brandon Ingram out there with the ball on the wing, being guarded by Aldama himself, looking confident on the three-point shot, doesn't go down. But I don't know if that's the shot. But Aldama out of bounds. Get back! Hustle back the court! The Raptors give up on transition defense. If they didn't give up, then it wouldn't have been a layup. But that is what it is. 36-39. Jamal Shead with the basketball, being guarded by Jaren Jackson Jr. Switched, they're running a lot of switches, so it's tough to see. But kicks it to Colin Murray-Boyles, who's driving the lane. That's the drive I like to see by CMB. Great drive, great finish. 41-36 out there for your Toronto Raptors. 6:16 left in this game. But, swings it. Colin Murray-Boyles guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. out there on the right wing. And lots of good defense being played by the Raptors here now in this one. But rotations happen. Raptors recovering. Good rotation there with the double. But Colin Murray-Boyles, good contest out there in the corner three, and it is a miss. Brandon Ingram dribbling out the court, and he's driving the lane, kicks it, passes it, cross-court pass to CMB, and a great big man finish by Colin Murray-Boyles. The Rook is rocking out here in this game. Going back to court, we love to see this. We love to see this. 43-36. Raptors playing defense. 5:40 left in this game, and or in this half. Jacoby Walter out there passes it, Jaren Jackson Jr. gets the ball in the lane, and the Raptors call a timeout. I think that's a good timeout. Good timeout. It looked like the Grizzlies were getting a little bit of energy there, so it's those are the timeouts we like to see by the Toronto Raptors. But holy smokes, folks! I want a letter grade. And I want everyone in the chat right now to type it at least 3 times. If you type the letter grade 3 times, I will give you a shout out. All right? I want you guys to give a letter grade of the Colin Murray-Boyles draft pick so far from what we've seen. Again, Common Malawatch was available out there while the Toronto Raptors were selecting. There are a few guys out there in this draft that I know the night of the NBA draft people were excited about. But we're in timeout right now, so don't tune away. The play-by-play will be staying. But say it 3 times. Give the letter grade 3 times, just as Gurman has done out there in the chat. How are you grading the Colin Murray-Boyles pick? Gurman is saying B. I'm running an A for it. The level of defense, the focus, is a growing three-point shot. He's looking way more confident as a three-point shooter than we expected him to be coming into the season. I am really, really liking this Colin Murray-Boyles draft selection. He is playing very, very good as a rookie for this Toronto Raptors group. So lots of positives to really look at out there for this Toronto Raptors team. But getting some B's out there from Gurman. Not many other the grades out there in the chat. Spam them out there in the chat. Let me know your grades. Let's get this stuff rocking and rolling here now at this point. But Colin Murray-Boyles has been very, very impressive so far in his 11 minutes he's put in this game. 8 points, 1 rebound, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. I can't read, so that's what we're going with there. But B from the straight gate, CMB is our new OG. That is true. That is very, very true. This man has been good. He has been rocking and rolling there. But we got the tunes rocking. We get lots of B's, lots of B pluses. What would it take for Colin Murray-Boyles to get an A from you? Let me know in the chat what it would take to get an A from you. I am giving my A grade based off the fact that I am of the belief the jump shot is coming around. It's more impressive. It's been underrated. That has been my belief, my take in terms of why I'm giving him an A. The straight gate is saying B 3 times, which I love it. You get a little shout out there. But what would it take? I think the three-point shot being developed because, again, this man has been next level efficient out there driving the lanes. He's been impressive playing the backup big man spot with Jakob Poeltl being out and starting in these games now as of late. So I am impressed with Colin Murray-Boyles. He has been great. And Ruels is saying our new OG, which is great to see. Needs to knock down threes to be the new OG, but has been great. And the Jays are trying to, the Raptors are trying to trick me right now with Jays content out there on the stream. My heart is still broken from that Jays loss, but that is what it is. We are getting back in action here now at this point. Okay, all caught up. The guards are still not guarding the ball. Yeah, that is what it is. Okay. Jamal Shead is dribbling up the basketball. Let's get our little Shead head button going. But hands off to Jamison Battle. Shocking. This is Jamison Battle's first appearance in this game. But Brandon Ingram out there with the drive. Pass it. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Love from Brandon Ingram. Absolute ferocious slam by Colin Murray-Boyles. We love to see it. We love to see it. Grizzlies going back the other way. Jamal Shead out there guarding the ball, and lots of great defense being played by the Toronto Raptors here right now. 45-38. 5 minutes left out here in this game. 4:59. We are going. But what a dunk. What a dunk out there by Colin Murray Boyles. Lob from Brandon Ingram, and he was just in Coward's face. All over it. All over him there with that slam, which is great to see. CMB needs to stop the best guards to get an A. That's valid, D-Frizz. But Colin Murray Boyles, speaking of him, has the basketball right now. Running the same action, handoff action with Colin Murray Boyles driving the lane. And Brandon Ingram with the midi. If you play the lob, Brandon Ingram hits a midi. He misses that shot, but I do like the play. Darko Rajaković is drawn up out there in this one. But let's get some defense chants going out here in the chat. Spam defense. You want the Raptors to play good defense this game. But pick and pop, and there's a foul out there by Jamison Battle. Okay. Defense chant stays. We're running some defense stuff. BI is vibing with Colin Murray Boyles, and they are running a really nice kind of handoff action where Brandon Ingram draws most of the attention. CMB is rolling to the rim, and his ability as a finisher is really, really positive out there in this one. So, the defense chance needs to, as soon as I play the defense chance, it ends up being a blown dead ball, so we need to keep that going. But, okay. And defense chants are back. Jacoby Walter out there guarding Junior out there and passes it to Sandro Mamakashvili. Close out on the three. Grizzlies miss another three-point shot. We are getting lucky with how poor the Grizzlies are shooting in this game. Jamal Shead dribbles up the basketball, kicks it to Jacoby Walter. Confident looking three for Jacoby, but misses that shot. Grizzlies going back the other way. Transition pass. Great pass by the Grizzlies, but it ends up to a bucket for the Grizzlies. Makes me sad, but it was a good play. Got to give credit where credit is due. Jamal Shead with the basketball there, swings it over to Sandro Mamakashvili. Doesn't pass James Battle, is completely open underneath the lane. Brandon Ingram has the basketball, doing a lot of the creation here so far the last couple of minutes. Ingram drives the lane, gets to his spot, and he has been effective driving the lane. And man, Brandon Ingram is sneaky big. He is a great finisher around the basket. 47-40 with 3:44 left in this half. Great stuff out there for Brandon Ingram. But let's get this rocking, Toronto Raptors. Good defense by Ingram. Forces him into midi. Let's get the Raptors rocking and rolling. Okay, Ingram out there at the top being guarded by someone random out there on the Memphis Grizzlies. But he just drives the lane, and that is barbecue chicken out there for Brandon Ingram. If you got some guy, I don't even know his name out there guarding Brandon Ingram, then you are in big trouble when you face off against the notorious BI3, baby. This is what we were saying, folks. This is what we're saying. You need to give Brandon Ingram the basketball when he is out there on the court for your team. If you don't give Brandon Ingram the basketball, then what the heck are you even doing? What are you even doing out there right now? Spam, BI3 out there in the chat. I can't even do it right. BI3. Spam it out there in the chat because that is very, very big. Brandon Ingram now up to 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists out there in this game, shooting 50% from the field. RJ Barrett up to 10 points in this one, 3 of 5 from the field. Scottie Barnes up to 10 points in this one, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 of 10 from the field, and Colin Murray Boyles 10 points as well. So between Ingram, RJ, Scottie, and CMB, you are up to 39 points between them all. So lots of production there from the starters. Not a lot of buckets out there from the bench, but it is rocking and rolling here now at this point. But how are we feeling? Lots of BI3s being spammed out there in the chat. We need some more. Josh Monroe saying Ja's been suspended, so now they have a chance. I mean, we always have a chance, but we need to execute. But Gurman out there saying, Notorious BI3, give me flashbacks to 2019 Kawhi. I mean, I'm not going that far yet, but I love that take. I love it. Amy, what's happening? Good to see you out here in the chat once again. Appreciate you tuning in. But we are back in action. Immanuel Quickley guarding Cam Spencer out there at the top. Immanuel Quickley, good ball pressure there. Scottie Barnes, a little handoff action there with Coward. And Jacoby Walter trying to stay in front. Good defense and great defense by the Toronto Raptors. Got to get that rebound, though. But Jacques Landell, and it gets taken, and they call a foul out there on Jacoby Walter, which sucks to see. That I thought that was good defense out there by this team. Okay. Grizzlies basketball, 3:05 left in this half. Liking the defensive intensity right now. Again, you are playing against the Memphis Grizzlies B squad without Ja Morant. I mean, no Ja Morant, no Ty Jerome, no Zach Edey, but it's there's not a lot of action there. But RJ Barrett guarding Jock Landell, little handoff action. Brandon Ingram still guarding Davis Caldwell Pope. And he goes in with the left and misses the layup. Jacques Landale, that's got to be a foul out there on Landale, but it is not. It's called on RJ Barrett, which is what it is. 2:55 left in the half. Okay, 49-40 for the Toronto Raptors. BI here. BI is here. He is ready to rock. What's happening, Amy? Is that Lawson? Lawson is not in this game here right now. On the floor for the Toronto Raptors, we have Jacoby Walter, Scottie Barnes, we have Immanuel Quickley, we have Brandon Ingram, and we have Jacoby Walter, and he is getting subbed out, it looks like, for CMB, or someone's getting subbed out. Yes, Jacoby Walter's getting subbed out for CMB. Okay. We are back rocking and rolling. No Poeltl, less defense. Yes, but Poeltl's been injured, so he's been really, really bad on defense to start off this year. But RJ Barrett guarding the inbounder. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope passing it to Immanuel Quickley out there at the top. Cam Spencer running pick and roll with Jacques Landale, or pick and pop. He lets it fly from the three-point line, and he swishes it. And you really don't want the Grizzlies to start knocking down shots because they have been bad so far. We've only up by 6. But it is 3:40 left in this quarter. Brandon Ingram drives the lane. He is doing a really good job slashing and draws the foul. I mean, that is what it is. Who's number 14? That is Jacoby Walter. But Jacques Landale draws a foul, or gets a foul called on him. Foul drawn by Brandon Ingram. He is going to the free throw line. 2:34 left in this half. Okay. Brandon Ingram doing a really good job at drawing attention, driving those lanes. The starters are back in for the Toronto Raptors, but Gio saying because they didn't give Ochai his bag after he overperformed last year, he isn't buying in. I hope that's not the case, and that's not going to get you a bag. Not buying in is not going to get you a bag. Not buying in is not going to get you a bag, but Brandon Ingram knocks down the first free throw, which of course he does because he's Brandon Ingram. That guy is money. That guy is making his shots. Or sorry, am I jumping ahead? I got teased by a commercial. I heard a swish while the commercial was going, but he missed the free throw, and now it's 50-43. I gotta get that going. I was gassing him up too early. Well, let's get some defense going out here in this game. Let's get some defense going out here for this team. RJ Barrett getting blown by a little bit by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Kicks it to Jaren Jackson Jr. RJ Barrett guarding Pope once again at the top. Pick and pops being ran left, right, and center between Jaren Jackson Jr. and Pope. And Jaren Jackson Jr. trying to bully RJ and gets the rim and draws a foul. And that's just a mismatch, folks. That is just a mismatch. What can I say? But we are going. Gio saying Ochai knows he isn't going to be back, so he's loaded until he's straight up. We'll see. But Amy saying, your name is Ben and your last name is Rogers, and it should say Ben for Ben Dover. Oh my goodness, Amy, you're making me say Ben Dover. That's silly. You got me talking nonsense out here on the stream. But Alexander saying, hi, what's your opinion on the Toronto Blue Jays losing this game as Jaren Jackson Jr. shoots the first free throw and misses the first one, which we love to see. And Alexander, my only words are I'm absolutely devastated. Absolutely devastated by the Blue Jays loss last night, but that is what it is. We are trying to get some wins out here for the Toronto Raptors. I can't think about the Toronto Blue Jays for a little bit. Who is it? Nick Goss out there, Jays Digest, will give you the best Blue Jays coverage while I am back locked in on the Toronto Raptors. But it is 50-44. Jaren Jackson Jr. knocks down the second free throw. Raptors going the other way. RJ Barrett pick and roll with Colin Murray-Boyles. Kicks it to Ochai Agbaji out there in the corner. Passes it to Scottie Barnes, driving handoff with IQ. Lots of crazy actions being ran by the Raptors. And Colin Murray-Boyles has the basketball. Handoff to RJ. So many handoffs. Corner three for Scottie Barnes. And it doesn't go down. 1:51 left. 50-44. That is what we are going. And Ochai Agbaji is guarding Cam Spencer out there at the top. And good defense there by Ochai Agbaji. And he might get called for a foul, but doesn't get called. Good stuff. He's hand checking a little bit, which I don't mind. Cam Spencer just dribbling all over the place out there at the top. RJ Barrett now guarding Wells. Switches back. Miscommunication there. Wells gets open shot. Misses it, thank goodness. And we are going back the other way. 1:26 left in this half. Scottie Barnes. Nice pass to Colin Murray-Boyles. And a little bit out of control. Would have been nice for him to finish that. But Scottie Barnes being guarded by Santi Aldama. That should be a bucket. And doesn't happen. But handoff there with RJ Barrett. They're running some weird actions out there. Dribbling with the left. Lets it fly over Aldama. And doesn't go down. Gets the rebound. Tipped by Colin Murray-Boyles. Behind the back pass by RJ. And Colin Murray-Boyles misses the dunk. He looks like it was goaltending. Can you review it? Can you do something about it? They can't. Crazy stuff there. Crazy stuff there. That's offensive foul. They called an offensive foul as a makeup call, but it looks like that was goaltending there. But RJ Barrett, gorgeous play. And that was definitely goaltending there by Santi Aldama. But beautiful pass by RJ Barrett. Another behind the back pass. And then a little dunk there. But it looks like he was missing that dunk anyways, but it was definitely goaltending there by Santi Aldama. So that is that's what we have going. But okay. So 44-50, 51 seconds left in this game. The Raptors going back the other way, I imagine. Yes, the Raptors got a makeup call. So they didn't get the bucket to count, but the refs called a makeup call there. So I'm not going to be mad out there at the referees. They gave a makeup call. Okay, Immanuel Quickley has the basketball. Little pick and a really high pick and roll with RJ Barrett. Immanuel Quickley not going to be able to create much space. Kicks it to Scottie in the corner, and CMB gets a board and a foul there. Foul on Santi Aldama. Okay. 27 seconds left. 50-44. This is crazy. This game is crazy, folks. It's out of bounds. We are going. Only 3 refs can be expected to see everything. Yeah, I'm not a big ref blamer in games. It's not my usual brand. You know, when it's bad, let's call it out, but the Raptors are rolling. 50-44. 27 seconds left in this game. Immanuel Quickley subbed out. They said, let's sub in Jamal Shead for offense, which you wouldn't think to say, but he's been so good. All right. Jamal Shead, a bunch of Iverson cuts. What a pass by Jamal Shead. RJ wasn't really ready for that, but he still gets it and gets the and one. And one for RJ Barrett out there in the paint. Let's go. 52-44 out there in this one. RJ Barrett going to the free throw line. Foul on Wells. But a great pass by Jamal Shead there. That's a tough thread the needle pass. RJ Barrett goes up with the left in the paint and finishes down low. That's why you sub in Jamal Shead, because he is elite out there in that in the floor. But Chucky Hepburn is coming up to the table for defense to close out this game. But he wasn't fast enough. He tried to get it there for the free throw, but it didn't end up happening. Ochai Agbaji guarding Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. We got another subscriber. Appreciate every single person that's tuned in these videos. 11 seconds left. Ochai Agbaji guarding and playing good defense out there on Caldwell-Pope. Garden at the top. And good defense. Kicks out to Jock Lindell. He makes a 3. You hate to see it. And Jamal Shead lets it fly from the full court spot. Almost hits the heap. 47-53. 47-53. That's a good half. That's a good half out there by the Toronto Raptors. We are feeling good. We are feeling pretty good out here to start off this game. Let's get the scores right. Let's get all this updated, and then we will give you your halftime analysis, because there's a lot of stuff that has happened in this game. But in the chat, let me know. Give me your one-word take out there on this game. Give me your one-word take out there on this game. I want to know how people are feeling so far about the Toronto Raptors. Let me know your one-word take out there on this game, because Raptors came out. They have the lead. They're playing against a very, very sorry Memphis Grizzlies roster. Like, not a lot of talent out there for this Grizzlies team, but they are fighting. They are going. Gio saying wave and stretch IQ. No way, Jose, you do that. But the bench players are having a hard time getting minutes. That is true, but, I mean, we're trying to win games. Raptors up at half. Let's get a like spike going for Ben's great play-by-play. Hey, Gurman, I appreciate you. Gurman. But Raptors are looking for a 2 when you could get 5. Makes me wonder if it would be a game. Am I right or wrong? Looking for a 2 when you could get a 5? I'm confused what you're saying, Greg. But forward take. I'm looking for 2 and you could give me 5. I don't know what's happening. But growth, CMB domination. Most starting lineups for the Grizzlies and playing, and the Raptors only winning by 6. Gritty, they're fighting, and you can only face off against the team you're playing against. And the one thing about the Memphis Grizzlies is they're executing really, really well in offense. They're missing a lot of shots. Now, the Raptors have not been giving up as many open ones as they have in games past, so I'll give credit there, but there are being a lot of missed shots out there for the Memphis Grizzlies. But the Raptors are definitely playing a lot better defense than we've seen. Is a product of the offense of the Grizzlies? Maybe. But from the eye test, it looks like things are looking better for most players out there on this team. But took a lead, never look back. Stevie V, good take there. But it'd be right, or it'd be wrong. Can't be both. Je sais pas, Greg. Blue Jays fans, where this year is our year meets, we'll get them next year, every year. BJ, hey, it's we're rooting for the Raptors here now. The Blue Jays got me sad. The Blue Jays got me in some turmoil here, so it is what it is. But we're switching to this webcam. We're switching to this one because the battery on my camera died. So that's what's happening automatically. When I switch back to the scene, we get a little like spike rocking. So appreciate you, everyone, and Gio saying is IQ done for the night. I do not think so. I think they just subbed in Jamal Shead to close off the half. But how are we getting Jonathan Wade? We are not getting Ja Morant. That's not a guy that I'm that interested in getting, given the fact that this team has not a lot of shooting in its own right. Like, in theory, I think the shooting in the offense has actually been good. We need more defense. We need more defense. If there's a move that needs to be made, it is getting more defense out there on the squad, particularly in the front court. Getting some actual big men on this team, on this group, so we can get some stuff rocking and rolling there. But, Ben, who do we trade for? If I am making some trades, I've talked about this in videos, I've talked about this, and spam in the chat who you guys would like to see the Toronto Raptors make some moves for. We've seen a little bit of a sample size now for this Raptors team. Not much with Jakob Poeltl, but I am big on the Nick Richards bandwagon. Backup center for the Phoenix Suns. He's a big man. He can protect the rim. He can finish in the lane. Not much of a floor spacer, but the Toronto Raptors need some guys to protect the rim. We've seen some issues out there with Jakob Poeltl's injuries, and of course, when he's playing out there injured, it gets messy. But Nick Richards is the guy, and Day'Ron Sharpe. Two guys that I'm very, very interested in the Toronto Raptors making a quick, sneaky trade for to start off this season. But Nolan, great to see you back out here on this stream. Good to see you. But there's two guys I would love for the Raptors. It's Jrue Holiday and Robert Williams. Gurman. Robert Williams, again, in theory, would be awesome for this team, but unfortunately, he is just always injured. So you might say, hey, it's a good time to buy low. The Raptors get Alex McKechnie on these guys, and then things will be good. But it's, buy low. He is a guy that I'd like to see. But when Gio's saying Bol Bol's as good as Nick Richards and Day'Ron Sharpe, I was talking more so trades. I feel like people that haven't been signed just aren't going to get signed. But I am very much a believer in Bol. I love Bol. So that's what I like to see. We need more defense and more threes. That is very, very true. Jonathan Wade said, get me Sharp. Agreed. But Gurman, we can't have players with the letter J. Why can't we have players with the letter J? Why is that the case, Greg? But I think we could lose quick for a forward for someone. I mean, it depends who that someone is. I also don't want to sell low on Immanuel Quickley. I mean, we would have to right now, given how bad he's been playing and how big his contract is, we would have to give up a lot. We would have to give up a lot in terms of, just to get off of his contract. So that is a tough position to be in. But sorry we have to be this way. But let's go Raptors, though. Let's go. Gurman's asking, can we get Steven Adams via trade? I mean, you could get him. I mean, if you give up some serious assets. But the Houston Rockets are looking to be contenders this season, and they brought in Steven Adams as a veteran presence. Not many times do you trade veteran presence in order to make these trades happen. Piece of cake, we get that rocking. What's happening, Amy? Good to see you out here in the chat. But the Toronto Raptors out here in this first half had some very, very strong performances from their starters. That is the main storyline to start things off here. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we are dealing with, what we are looking at out here on this stream. Okay, let's get this rolling. And ESPN broke their website, man. It's not easy to take screenshots anymore. But giving you a little breakdown of this Toronto Raptors squad. We'll have custom box scores out here for future videos. Don't you guys worry. But, okay. Box score coming in for the start of this game. Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. To start off this game, first half, most impressive performer for me is Colin Murray-Boyles, who has 10 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, driving the lane. Duncan got robbed out of another 2 points as well, but I think he's driving the lanes, playing very confident, making some great passes. That is what we like to see. But, yeah, could have given another shot to Olivia Sarr. Here, rule, I like that take. But Colin Murray-Boyles doing a good job holding it down here right now at the big man position without Jakob Poeltl. So shout out to CMB. We are rocking and rolling there. Brandon Ingram didn't touch the ball really that much for the first quarter. Especially at the end of the second quarter, the offense really ran through Brandon Ingram, and I thought it looked very fluid and very confident. And it's the reason you got him in here, so he can be an effective offensive producer for your team. So Brandon Ingram ended up having 10 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. I really like the actions they were running with Colin Murray-Boyles and Brandon Ingram. I thought that was very, very effective out there for this team. But Nolan's saying a good point. I wish we still had Boucher. Same. He would have, I love Garrett Temple and stuff. I know he's a positive in the locker room, but having Boucher's just extra presence at the big man spot would have been very, very helpful, and they're making the same amount of money. But is there any way to add a solid young player to get the T-Wolves, get Naz Reid? I feel like he's perfect. Yeah, not necessarily to be perfect, but unfortunately, he's going to be expensive. Like, he's highly valued by that team, and he is on an unbelievable contract, like a very, very good contract. So, Raps scoring the paint, not much happened at distance. That's true. The Raptors are shooting right now, from behind the three-point line. Not a lot of guys confident out there from the three-point. Confidence is there, but not a lot of guys consistently knocking it down. 5 and 19, under 30%. But we take a look at the rest of the lineup. RJ Barrett has 13 points. Missed a couple shots early, knocked down a couple free throws, and got back in a rhythm. So that is a positive to see out there by RJ Barrett. You have Immanuel Quickley, 3 points in this game, 1 of 3 shooting from the field. You're looking for a little bit more for Immanuel Quickley. Jamal Shead has been outplaying him, in my opinion. 3 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound out there for Jamal Shead. But that's what is happening there with the box score. Off the bench, Gradey Dick has 2 points. Has been very, very quiet out there in terms of impact, but does have the highest plus-minus so far in this game. Jameson Battle, only 2 minutes of action, which I think is very, very surprising because of how phenomenal he played the other night. Jameson Battle got to earn those minutes, I guess, but Jacoby Walter there. And that is one of the things that could be a big criticism of Darko Rajaković is, the quick subs and stuff, it really makes it tough for players to get into a rhythm, especially the shooters. So, Raptors have good problems to have with so many good players that deserve minutes. Sandro, no points so far in this one, 6 minutes of action. Immanuel Quickley, Colin Murray Boyles, but Scottie Barnes, of course, needs to get some love. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 1 turnover out there in this game. But what are we chatting about, Ben? We are chatting about the Toronto Raptors game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Taking a look at all the stats, taking a look at everything that is going on with these two teams. But, guys, what's your tip? My tip is root for the Toronto Raptors. If you're not rooting for the Toronto Raptors, what the heck are you even doing? But, folks, we have 100 people out here in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you that are tuning in. The goal is to get 39,000 subscribers out there in this stream. The goal is to get that. That is what we need to get. That is what we need to see. So make sure you guys hit the like button so the screen gets pushed to new people. And if you are in here and you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because we're going to give you all the live commentary, all of the breakdowns of this Toronto Raptors team all season long. And I don't want you to miss a single thing. But Jonathan Wade is saying it feels like Gradey and Walter are losing because while they're losing value because they compete for minutes and neither are standing out. That is very much something to throw out there. But if the starters can score more, it gives confidence in our bench, the great rhythm. That is true. But nah, Grizzlies will rock that. Raptors are slow. And so I appreciate you tuning in even though you're a Grizzlies fan. But Raptors are the team. The Raptors are the team. They started off slow this season, but they are a team to be reckoned with out there in the NBA. So make sure you buy some Raptors stock early if you want to get this stuff going. But the Thunder ended up crushing the New Orleans Pelicans. It looks like that game was today. So giving you some updates out there across the NBA here now at this point. But lots of stuff happening over the course of the season. And we appreciate all 88 people that are coming in and, chopping it up with me out there in this stream. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is out of this world. There's no other world to put it. Watching the highlights here, the Philadelphia 76ers are up by 18 points. Out there at half against the Brooklyn Nets. But the Blue Jays game is rage bait. Scottie NBA, I cannot tell you how distraught, how devastated, how just absolutely shook up I was about that Blue Jays loss. I was watching every game this postseason. I watched most of the games for the Toronto Blue Jays this season, off season for the Toronto Raptors. Devastating stuff out there in that game. But we ball, we deal with it. If you're a Blue Jays fan, let me know in the chat how you guys are feeling there right now. But we are rocking and rolling here. The second half is just on its way, and we will continue to deliver you all of the play-by-play action. Want you guys to get the love. But you think the Raptors will win that? It's always the same. Hey, I believe, Ansu, we're going to win this. But, we's got you all covered on those channels. Awesomer. Okay, appreciate you, Greg. Hope you got us covered. But there's lots of commercials out there in these halftimes, man. Lots of commercials, lots of stuff going. But the Toronto Raptors are up 53-47. Let me know how you guys are feeling out there in the chat about this Raptors game. Let me know. The Raptors do good, but I notice is they always sell the last 2 minutes of the game. I hope that's not the case tonight, Scotty. I hope that's not the case. Raptors are currently up, so we need to maintain that lead. especially against this Memphis Grizzlies team, man. Without Ja Morant, without their key players, it's you need a few dubs. No Zach Edey out there for this group as well. You need this W. You know, the Grizzlies have been able to win without their guys, but you need this W. You know, after they suspended Ja Morant out there for this game. But let's lock in. We need some lock-in music. We need some high-energy music. The Blue Jays seem to have taken the steam out of a lot of people's thoughts and hopes and dreams out there for this season. But the Raptors are on a one-game winning streak right now, so we need to show some love out there to this group, to the squad, because, you know, they're big moments. If the Leafs can win at Philly, so does the Raptors at home. Let's go, we the North. Strike up for sure. We need to get this W. We need to get this win. Lit Fluish, Ben Buttwees, fight hard to win. Greg, you got some wild messages out there. You got some wild messages out there in the chat. But, folks, how are we feeling? What are we're a few games into the season right now. What is your record prediction for the Toronto Raptors? What is your record prediction? Let me know, chat, right now, what your record prediction is for the Toronto Raptors this season. As we are currently at halftime for the Toronto Raptors. It looks like the game is coming back very, very soon in the next minute or so we'll be getting that going. But a real Monique is saying Jaren Jackson Jr. under points, rebounds, assists, or over. I mean, if I'm making a prediction here, he already has 13, 4. He has 17 right now. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. Don't take betting advice from me, but I'm going under because I'm a biased Toronto Raptors fan. But we are getting back in action here right now, folks. We needed it. German predicting 46 and 36. I like that prediction. Let's go. Raptors need to build a lead and sustain it. You know, you need to step on their throats. Step on their throats. Let's get some hype. And Gio saying my prediction is the top 5 pick in the 2026 NBA draft. I mean, I hope it's that, or I'm hoping it's it's a big playoff berth for the Toronto Raptors. I don't want to see any mid this season. 42 and 40 from Jonathan Wade. I like that. That's a safe pick. Uzler's GX. Let's see. Okay, 43-39. But Aj or AAJ 144K saying Aaron loves liverwurst sandwiches with tomatoes while I try to watch the Raps. Aaron, I hope you like your liverwurst sandwich as we get back into action for the Toronto Raptors. They are re-entering the court. Let's throw some fire emojis. Throw, spam, W. Every single one. If you are watching this stream, I'm pausing this here right now. If you are watching this stream, you want the Raptors to win, spam W in the chat. Send it at least 5 times. Okay, let's go. Raptors are back. Brandon Ingram has the ball. Swings it to Colin Murray-Boyles, and they run a back action. Nice pass by Murray-Boyles. Right on the money with that pass, and Brandon Ingram makes the layup. 55-47. We are rocking and rolling here now at this point. And defense chant going. Let's go. Good defense by Scottie Barnes, cutting off the drive. Jaren Jackson Jr. being guarded by Brandon Ingram. He's going to try to attack that. Good contest by Ingram, and Ingram gets the rebound. We are going back the other way. Getting a Raptors chant going. Ingram goes in transition, takes the pump fake, draws the foul, and one. Spam the ones. We got an and one for Brandon Ingram. Let's go. We are rocking and rolling here now. 57-47 for the Toronto Raptors out here in this game. How much time is left? 11-18, a little run to start off this game. At the free throw line here now is Brandon Ingram. Okay, defense time. Let's go. 58-47 for the Toronto Raptors. Need to stop here. Let's keep the momentum going. Wells in the corner. Lets it fly. Back rim. We are going the other way. Scottie Barnes dribbling up the basketball. Being guarded by Jaren Jackson Jr. A little pick and pop, and they blow a whistle, and it looks like it was out of bounds by the Toronto Raptors. Can't be spamming out of bounds. Can't be standing out of bounds there while you are going by Colin Murray-Boyles. 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. Raptors with an 11-point lead. We are liking it. Spam the W. Spam the ones. Spam the D. Spam the D if you want to see some defense out here in this game. Spam the D. All right, Scottie Barnes guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. out there in the corner, being guarded by Brandon Ingram here right now. Back to Jaren Jackson Jr., same matchups. Immanuel Quickley helping on that rotation. Nice drive, and then that's a good... Wow, that's a crazy step through. That's a crazy shot. Raptors get the rebound. We are going back the other way. Let's go. All right, RJ Barrett drives the lane. This man is unstoppable. Oh, you leave Scottie Barnes on an island. He is going to knock that down. The Raptors on a gigantic run to start off this quarter. And this is, again, a good coach calls a timeout if you are there for the Memphis Grizzlies, but he doesn't. So the Raptors play defense once again. A little double team out there. Cam Spencer being guarded at the three-point line by Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram closes out on KCP. This game is moving too fast to commentate. Good hustle by IQ getting this ball, but Jaren Jackson Jr. somehow gets it, and it looks like there is a loose ball foul. We are moving fast here right now, folks. We are moving fast. This game is moving fast, and it is 61-47 for the Toronto Raptors with 10:02 left in the third quarter. This is exactly how you want to see this team come out. This is exactly how you want to see this team fight to start off the second half. And, folks, it is time. It is time, folks. It is time. Spam those Ds. Spam those Ds. It is defense time, baby. Defense time. Immanuel Quickley guarding Cam Spencer out there at the top. And that's a good fake by Spencer. And a block by Scottie Barnes. A block by Scottie Barnes. It is still Grizzlies ball, but that is a block by Scottie Barnes. Absolutely ferocious. Spam the Ds. Spam the Ds out there in the chat, folks. Scottie Barnes is hustling. He's blocking shots. He's rebounding. He's hitting threes. This team is on fire to start things off. The defense is still going here for the Raptors. CMB is a brick wall. You ain't Kobe Bryant, baby. That's an air ball from KCP. That's an air ball by KCP. Spam the ball. Spam the balls out there in the chat. The Raptors going back the other way. Okay, this is moving fast. Brandon Ingram has the ball. He's driving the lane. You think Wells is going to stop Brandon Ingram? He doesn't. RJ Barrett, the corner for the three. And it's a long shot, but they get the rebound. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Jacques Landale is trying to guard BI. That is a silly play, but he misses the shot. That is what it is. We are rocking. We are moving back in the other direction. Okay, defense, folks. Defense. All right, driving by Wells. Kicks it to KCP. No one around him. He makes the three to kill the run. 50-61. We are rocking and rolling here. And that's a drive. RJ Barrett gets the momentum back for this team. 63-50, 9 minutes left out there in the third quarter. This game is moving by at a absolutely rapid pace. This is what the Raptors want to play at, and they are doubling, and that is just a good drive by Jaren Jackson Jr., and goaltending is called out there by Colin Murray-Boyles. So it is 8:59 left in this quarter. We are moving in to an offensive possession for the Toronto Raptors. Let's go. Big possession here. Grizzlies going on a little bit of trying to shun the momentum, trying to get that going, but we need to keep the momentum up. 63-52, 8:50 left in this quarter. Okay, RJ Barrett being guarded by Cam Spencer. That should be an automatic bucket. Behind the back pass by RJ. Scottie Barnes above the break, three-point line, misses it. Raptors getting back in transition. Okay, we are going. And 3 for the Grizzlies, and they knock down a couple. KCP, don't let him get cooking. Don't let KCP get cooking. 65-63. This game moves fast. This game moves fast with those three-point shots. Immanuel Quickley driving the lane. Kicks it to Colin Murray-Boyles. Open above the break three. RJ Barrett with the put back slam. Put back slam by RJ Barrett. Let's go. Love to see it. CMB misses the three, and RJ Barrett puts it back. Okay. 3 for Jaren Jackson Jr. He misses it. The momentum is coming back for the Raptors, but it is a defensive possession here. What a slam by RJ Barrett. CMB guarding the ball there, trying to run that pick and roll. Landale just barely saves us from going out of bounds. Spencer driving on IQ. IQ, you cannot get blown by Cam Spencer. We are getting bailed out by Scottie Barnes, blocking shots out here at this point, but holy smokes, IQ. Don't let Cam Spencer blow by you. Okay, 7:58 left in this quarter. This is a breakneck pace for this team. If you are liking the pace of this game, spam W here right now for the Toronto Raptors. Let's go. Spam those W's. Scottie Barnes is the ball. He's being guarded by Santi Aldama. Jacques Landale is going to try to stay in front of CMB. He doesn't. Cam Spencer trying to stay in front of RJ Barrett. He will not be able to. Spoiler alert, but it's a foul, but they didn't get called. Scottie Barnes in the corner. Lets it fly from 3, front of the rim. They're hustling for those boards, though. BI has the ball, and he's driving in, and he lets it fly. BI is not missing a 5-foot shot. He is not letting that happen. Raptors going on a run, 67-55. We are rocking and rolling here right now. Let's get some defense chants going. Spam the D. Let's go. Okay, Immanuel Quickley guarding Ja Glendale out there at the top. Santi Aldama out there being guarded by Brandon Ingram. Things are moving fast. BI out there. That's a travel. But they call a foul out there on BI. BI, you got to be a little bit more controlled out there around the 3-point line. But it is 7:02 left in this quarter, and there is a pause in the action, folks. This is breakneck pace, breakneck speed. If you are feeling good about this Toronto Raptors team and the run that they are on, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 39,500 subs. The Raptors are back on defense. IQ guarding Cam Spencer out there at the top. And a little two-picks action. Gradey Dick is in this game here now guarding Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And he contests the three. Air ball out there for KCP. Spam the air. Raptors there. Gives it to IQ. Lets it fly from the three-point line. And that is money. Money. That is money. Spam the dollar signs, folks. Spam the dollar signs because that is money out here for the Toronto Raptors. IQ knocks down the three. Life is good when IQ is knocking down shots 70-55, and this is exactly what we want to see from the Toronto Raptors out there in this game because, folks, it is absolutely breakneck pace. You are facing against the B-list squad of the Memphis Grizzlies, and you need to make sure that you secure a W, secure a win, as the Grizzlies call timeout in this game. But holy smokes, that was an absolutely crazy stretch of the Toronto Raptors. We are now up 15 points, 70-55 against the Memphis Grizzlies. 6:40 left in the third quarter. Folks, how are you rating the start of the third quarter for the Toronto Raptors? On a scale of a 1 to 100, I am rating it 100. And you got to type it in 3 times if you want me to shout you out. But the Raptors this is exactly the pace the Toronto Raptors want to play at, right? We have so many athletes, we have so many guys. When you're playing the kind of rapid fire place, no matter if you're playing at the NBA level, if you're playing at the, junior high basketball level, it's, again, teams play fast. Defensively, if you're going to be playing aggressive, it doesn't matter if the other team's playing fast or slow, but you want them to rush their decisions. You want them to rush the types of passes they're making, rush the types of drives they're making, and that means even if you have some breakdowns defensively, even if you don't have the most effective rotations going on out there for your team, what ends up happening is the team isn't able to take advantage of those mismatches out there defensively, these miscommunications that happens when, realistically you're playing at that crazy pace, because what happens is they're playing way too fast too. Their brains are on 11. They're not able to capitalize. So playing at this pace is very, very good for the Toronto Raptors. But Gerben, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you tuning in for these streams. But we have a lot of people out here in this chat. Appreciate the subs going up. Let's go. Let's hit a like spike on this button because this team is rocking and rolling. They call a timeout. And as we know, when the Raptors go on a run, they like to give all the commercials. They like to give all the massive timeouts to the energy for the other team to come back. But that is what's happening. But a real Monet saying under 31, you're getting it. The Raptors have been too electric out there in this game. But we are getting back to action. They are showing some folks out there on the big screen. We are returning from commercial break. If you are feeling good, if you want to see the Toronto Raptors get a W out there in this game, if you want to see the Raptors get a W, spam those W's out there in the chat. I want to know how we're feeling, who we are rooting for out there in this Toronto Raptors game. Again, facing the Memphis Grizzlies, a lot of guys out there for the Grizzlies. You need to take advantage. You cannot let any L's stack up out there for the squad. Can Brandon Ingram get 20 points? Yes, he can. Yes, he will. He already has 17. Okay, Raptors are back. Let's get the defense out there in the chat. Let's get the defensive chance going. Let's get them going. And they already do it. They already rocking. And CMB driving up the lane, and they pass it to Gradey Dick, who lets it fly from the three-point line, and that's outside rim three-point shot, but they cannot secure the rebound. All right. We are back in action. The Grizzlies aren't able to secure the board for Gradey Dick, and it is moving. Okay. Gradey Dick is inbounding the basketball. Looks like Brandon Ingram is going to be getting it there at the top. If you want a bucket, spam B. Out there in that chat. Okay. Brandon Ingram run a pick and roll with Colin Murray Boyles. They have great chemistry right now. CMB is unstoppable in the lane except for himself. He misses the open layup. But Aldama coming down the court. Great defense by Brandon Ingram. We need more people back. Stop giving up in transition, Toronto. Stop giving up in transition. So many people jogging back. They're missing layups, and the Raptors are here, coming back the other way. Brandon Ingram dribbling up the basketball, pick and roll once again with Colin Murray-Boyles, and they're running a handoff there with RJ Barrett, who had an open lane, didn't decide to take it because they swing to IQ, shoots the three-point shot, and there is a foul. It looks like on the Memphis Grizzlies. IQ was shooting, so in theory, there should be some free throws for the Raptors, but I don't know if that's going to be what ends up going down. But holy smoke, folks, we are moving at a breakneck pace. There looks like there's going to be free throws happening. I'll keep you up to date, but hit that like button if you like what the Toronto Raptors are doing here now at this point in this game. Okay, let's go. Rob Roy throwing in the W's. We love to see it. W, B's, BBB. IQ is at the free throw line. Let's spam swish because we want to swish from IQ out there at this free throw line. 5:50 left in this quarter. 70-57. IQ getting 2 shots out there at the free throw line. Let's get a swish out there for IQ, who's at the free throw line. Has a very long free throw routine. I can't lie. I can't lie. And he hits the back of the rim and it goes in. So we didn't get our swish, but it did end up going in. 71-57. IQ getting the second free throw up here right now. All right. Put Jaren Jackson Jr. out the game, please. Yes, that's a good under. Good under, real Monique. A good under, Monique. Okay, IQ 55 left in this quarter, and IQ knocks on the 3-point shot, and he gets 3 shots. He's getting 3 shots because there's a foul out there on a 3. Let's go. We love to see it. We love to see it. All right. Woo! 72-52. 5:50 left in this game, or left in this quarter, and Immanuel Quickley is shooting the free throw. Folks, the energy is up for the Raptors. The defense looked a little bit shaky there at the beginning of this game, but it has been full tilt here at this one, and IQ gives us our swish. All right, time for defense. Let's get some defense going. Need to keep this run rocking. Can't let up now. Gradey Dick really close out there at the defensive end. I don't know if that's how close you want to be out there. Try to navigate those screens, but looks like we're poking the ball loose, and we get a steal? No. Ball gets loose, given to Jaren Jackson Jr. in the corner. Good recovery by Gradey Dick. Hits the front of the rim, and the D's worked. The D's worked, folks. But it led to a turnover for IQ. We got to get back in transition. Stop jogging back in transition, Toronto. They have been selling transition offense all game. Stop jogging back. And Aldama gets the offensive rebound because we're jogging back on defense. Major problem. IQ, Brandon Ingram doing a good job protecting the rim. No one there for drop side help. And 59-73. For your Toronto Raptors. We're going back the other way. And Immanuel Quickley dribbling up the basketball. And a timeout called by Darko Rajaković. I like that. I like that timeout out there by Darko Rajaković because this team's transition defense has been bad. It's been bad. Honestly, the defense hasn't been that bad. It's just people aren't running back. The people that are back and playing transition defense, they're doing a good job. But the people that aren't back, it's leading to just a bunch of offensive boards and random stuff like that. But the Toronto Raptors during this time out here right now, again, timeout, we will give you all the play-by-play. There's 4:58 left in this game, 73-59 for the Toronto Raptors. How are we feeling? Scale of 1 to 10 right now. How are we feeling about the start of this quarter? I'm still feeling out of 10. A reminder, you got to type it at least 3 times. Like Rob Roy's sister, like Strikera. We gotta keep these comments, keep this stuff going out there in the chat. Is Ja Morant playing any amazing? He is not playing. Ja Morant has been suspended for this game due to conduct detrimental to this game, due to his team. So that is what it is. But short bench is coming to play. Heck yeah. Toronto Raptors are rocking and rolling here right now in this game. And again, a reminder, our subscriber goal is 39,500. Not a lot of interest out there in the Raptors-Grizzlies game from what we're seeing, but we got a good group here in the chat having, rocking and rolling, bringing the energy, bringing the heat out there for this game. So make sure if you're not subscribed just yet, you hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends about Raptors Digest because, again, we're trying to grow this community of Raptors fans here and get this stuff rolling. Especially the Blue Jays out. We need something to support, something to watch, a team to really get behind, and the Raptors can be that. So that's what we're rolling with here. Appreciate the subscriber. We got a subscriber going up. But BI better on D than I thought for real lock. So that is a very, very good take. He's a lot longer, and he put on a lot of muscle. He put on a lot of strength. We broke it down in a video earlier this year. But he's put on a lot of muscle. He has long arms. He's doing all this, and it's just great to see him. Again, he's not getting blown by. It's not getting all this, but it's good stuff there. And we got people subbing. We got numbers going up. I appreciate it. Rob Roy Sisters, I sub. I appreciate you, Rob Roy Sisters. What time do they finish the match, guys? Cruise and edits. It should be around 8:30 Eastern. This game should be over around 8:30 Eastern, 10 o'clock Newfoundland time. I'm not sure what other time zones I can translate to, but 8:30 Eastern is probably what we have going. So that is what we have rock and rolling there. BI3 is rolling. How are the other Digest teams coming along? The Digest teams are rocking and rolling. We're happy with this stuff. Lots of football channels starting to blow up across Digest Media, which is great to see, but it is what it is. But let me know. If you subscribed, type me. If you are subscribed in the chat, type me out there in the chat, and I'll give you a shout out. I don't care if you subscribe just this stream, but if you have subscribed to Raptors Digest, type me. And I will give you a shout out, and that means the world to me. I will give you a shout out as this time out is happening. Okay, we are back in action as well. The shout outs will be coming. Don't you guys worry. Big possession here. You know, you get a timeout going. Jamal Shead comes in and kicks it to Gradey Dick in the corner, who does a nice pump fake, dribble, pull out there from the midi. He has knocked down a lot of shots out there in this game, which is great to see. 75-59 for the Toronto Raptors. Defense being played. Shout out D-Frizz. Shout out Scottie NBA. Shout out to Hair Rule. Shout out to Nolan. Appreciate every single one of you. But drive the lane and take by Coward. And it looked like there was an offensive foul there, but that is what it is. You are moving to 61-75 for the Toronto Raptors. But Gradey Dick misses the three. Going back the other way. Need to spam defense. Spam defense out there. Spam defense out there in the chat. But Gio, head rubber time. Let's go. Start cut. Shout out to you. Shout out to, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. But Gio, the head rubber's here. The head rubber's here. The head rubber's here. Spam those D's, folks. Spam those D's. We need good defense. The lucky head rubber. Anyone that was tuned in for the Jays streams, that's what we got. But okay, we're back on offense. We're back on offense. Let's get the intensity going. Jamal Shead is dribbling up the basketball. They are kicking it to Ochai Agbaji out there in the corner, and down there kicks it to Gradey Dick in the corner. Passes it to Brandon Ingram. Kicks it to Jamal Shead, who's looking confident this season with his three-point shot. Gradey Dick hustling in for the rebound, but doesn't end up collecting it. 61-75. We are rocking. AOD, appreciate you subscribing to the channel. But Scottie Barnes there, and a nice back cut there by the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, again, we're running against their B squad, but they are executing very, very well on the offensive end. I got to give them credit. But swings it to BI, being guarded by Aldama. That should be absolute cookies. That should be butter. And BI, midi, and you know that's going in. Brandon Ingram, the most smoothest player in the NBA. 77-63 for the Toronto Raptors, and you got to figure out this back cut. You got to figure out what's going on here. The Raptors are doing a good job of weak side help, but the Grizzlies are just running a back cutter from the corner every single time, and Prosper is driving in, so that is what's happening. But whoo, okay, Prosper's going to the free throw line. Lots of D's, AOD's. Did I miss any me's? I did not. The Raps is all we got. Now let's get back to work. Strikera. Menace. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Let me know if I'm not. But the Grizzlies at the free throw line. Prosper's at the free throw line, and he makes the first free throw. 64-77. With how much time left in this game? How much time is left in this game? 3:18 left in this game. Let me keep this going. Okay. 3:18 left in this game. We are rocking. Okay, the Raps. Yeah, so that's so good. 77 for sure. 6-7. People will be saying in the chat. All right. It is 65-77. This game is not locked in yet. We need to go on a run here. Scottie Barnes is grabbing something. Hopefully it's not an injury. But he looks like he's holding his wrist, which is not good to see. Brandon Ingram driving the mid-range. He can create space like it's nothing. And lets a midi fly. And a travel is called? Travel is called or a foul. Well, we shall see. But Raps had a big mid-tourney win the other day for sure. D-Frizz. A lot of people missed it because of the Toronto Blue Jays, but big win out there for the Toronto Raptors. But 77-65, we are rocking and rolling here now. Gradey Dick guarding Cam Spencer out there at the top, and things are moving. Scottie Barnes guarded and switch, but miscommunication leads to a Cam Spencer 3. Again, you cannot let them get back into it, folks. We need a big possession, biggest possession of the game here right now. Need to get a bucket. Ball's in Scottie Barnes' hands. Back to Jamal Shead. And no actions really ran there. A little curl cut there for Ochai Agbaji. Shead decides not to pass it to him. Give it to Scottie Barnes. Knows how important this possession is. Lets it fly. A little pull up. And, I don't know if that's a shot we're looking for from Scottie Barnes. 77-68. and Ochai Agbaji guarding Cam Spencer here now. And they are going here now at this point and need defense. Aldama lets it fly, knocks down the three-point shot. This is why I said it. Most important possession, because the Grizzlies are now right back in this game. The Grizzlies are right back in this game, so we need to get that locked in. But it is a timeout for the Toronto Raptors. Good run by the Memphis Grizzlies, which we don't like to see out here as a Raptors channel. But 2:18 left in the third quarter. Folks, Raptors had an electric start to this third. Basketball is a game of runs. How confident are we feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 that the Raptors are able to pull out this game? Joe M. spanning him in some American flags. Again, we are rooting for the Canadian team in this game, so, boo Memphis Grizzlies. But if we move on from Quick, Tyus Jones would be a fantastic fit at point guard, defender who has great lob threats. Jonathan, I'm a big fan of Tyus Jones. I'm a big fan of him, so you're speaking my language there, but I don't think we're going to get rid of Immanuel Quickley. Okay. Folks, spam it right now. How are you feeling? Scale of 1 to 10, I'm feeling an 8. On the confidence level, I am feeling 8. 8 out there on the confidence level. That's how I'm feeling during the course of this timeout. Quick timeout there for the Toronto Raptors. But Gio saying my confidence is a 4. I hope you're wrong, Gio. I hope you're I guess you can't be wrong on your confidence. My bad, Gio. I'm not trying to call you out. But D-Frizz 7. I'm hoping we get this momentum back. Thunderbird saying 7. D-Frizz saying 7. Striker Menace, let's go. Throwing the Canadian flags out there. Throwing the Maple Leafs. But 8.8, let's go. No Canadian teams. Let's rock. 8.8, let's go. All right, the Toronto Raptors have the basketball. Let's get some Raptors chants up in this. Jamal Shead passes to RJ Barrett out there on the wing. Kicks it, a little pick action to Scottie Barnes. He drives the lane. Kicks it to Jamal Shead once again. Another pick and roll happening with Jamal Shead, Scottie Barnes, and good floater by Jamal Shead, and he knocks it down. Timely bucket for Jamal Shead. Shed heads get hyped out here as we get back to playing defense. RJ Barrett guarding Santi Aldama, and pressuring the ball. Good stuff there. Jamal Shead, he is someone I don't mind pressuring the ball. Navigates that screen really well. Cam Spencer kicks it to the corner. Close out by Ochai Agbaji. Good closeout. They miss. And we're going back the other way. RJ Barrett, great pass. Ochai Agbaji leaking out. And just like that, the Raptors are back up by 10. Momentum back in our favor. So it be swinging. Spam the Ds. Big defensive possession here right now. Lock in. Let's lock in. Okay, Gradey Dick guarding Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Switch by RJ Shead down there. Kicking to Aldama. Great steal by Scottie Barnes. Defense shank can go away. Great pass by Jamal Shead. Passes it down the lane to RJ Barrett. Gets the foul straight to the free throw line. All right, 81-71 Toronto Raptors. 108 left in this quarter. How are we feeling? That's a good run by the Toronto Raptors. Good answer by this team. All right, we need to knock down this free throw. If you want RJ Barrett to make this free throw, spam RJ. Spam some RJs out there in the chat. All right? You want RJ Barrett to make this free throw, spam those RJs out there in the chat. We need this. Need to keep this momentum going. Jaren Jackson Jr. is getting subbed out of this game. It looks like he's hobbling a little bit. Hopefully he is okay. He's dealt with some injuries over the course of his career. Not wishing any injuries on anyone here now at this point. But 71-81, RJ Barrett at the free throw line. We need RJ to knock these shots down. And he knocks down the first one. Great stuff there from Mr. RJ Barrett. The most consistent Raptor out there on this team. 82-71, 108 left in this game, or 110 left in this game. Or this quarter, sorry. 110 left in this quarter. And he misses the second. Come on, RJ. He's been struggling from the free throw line. But every time he misses, it ends up being a rebound for the Raptors, which is good to see. But swinging the basketball well. Great pass. RJ Barrett with the pump fake. And right at the rim, RJ says, I'll miss my free throws because I get 2 more. I get a free extra 2 points, which is great to see. Now, again, we want RJ making his free throws. Do not get me wrong, but that is good. Spam RJ, folks. Spam RJ. He's gone on a little run of his own for the Toronto Raptors. Reminder, our subscriber goal is 39,000. Let's see if we can get 39,450. Let's see if we can get there out there in this game. If you are subscribed, it doesn't matter if you've already done it. It doesn't matter if you have been here subscribed for years. I want you to type me. If you are subscribed to the channel, I want you to type me out there in the chat. Because I want to give shout-outs to people that are subscribed. The button's down below. It is free, and it helps out the channel a ton. And you can see that that number out there in the bottom left corner, you can see it, or bottom right corner for you, you can see it go up, which we all love seeing numbers go up. So that is great. But the Toronto Raptors right now are rocking and rolling. Statistically, RJ Barrett has 20 points. Brandon Ingram has 19. Scottie Barnes has 13, but 12 rebounds, 5 assists. Colin Murray-Boyles, 10 points in 22 minutes. Off the bench, Jamal Shead has been the man with 5 points, 5 assists. Ochai Agbaji, 4 points, a couple fast break lays. Stuff is rocking. And let's go. We're getting some me's out there. Nolan, me. D. Frizz, me. Rob Roy Sisters, me. Hayde, Rock, Music, me. Let's go. Subscribe. GJ, Screwbox, let's go. Appreciate all the subscribers we got out there in the chat right now. It means the absolute world to me. Dal, L, me. Great stuff. Great stuff. Appreciate every single one of you. Hope the chat's moving. Strikera. Shout me. Okay, we're back on defense. Let's go. Raptors playing D. Ochai Agbaji guarding the ball. A little mid-range jumper pull-up by the Grizzlies. And that ball is recovered by the Toronto Raptors, and we are going back the other way. Let's get a little Raptors chant going. Type, let's go, Raptors in the chat. Jamal Shead running pick and roll with RJ Barrett. Pick and pop. Excuse me. Ball gets knocked out, and it's going out of bounds. Let's get those Raptors chants going. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Raptors. Rob Roy Sisters, let's go. Shout out. Shout out to all these folks. Patrick McCall is back with the 905, a nice little 905 trade that we covered earlier in the season. But Gradey Dick coming on that curl cut. Scottie Barnes is the ball at the top. Handoff with RJ Barrett, or kind of a dribble off, whatever you want to call it. Pick with Scottie Barnes. Kicks it to Gradey Dick. Lets it fly from the three-point line and misses it. Back rim. 84-71, 25 seconds left in this game. And Ochai Agbaji there guarding. Jamal Shead does a good closeout. RJ Barrett with the rebound, and we are going back. If you want the Raptors to be clutch in this quarter, spam clutch. Spam clutch. Spam it, spam it, spam it. Jamal Shead has the basketball in his hand. 6 seconds left. 5, 4, 3. Drive in the lane. Scottie Barnes kicks it. You got to take that layup, Scottie. There's no one in front of you, my guy. Scottie Barnes kicks it to RJ Barrett. Time ticks out, and we are at the end of the third quarter. Alrighty, folks. One more quarter of basketball left. Hit that like button if you've not hit that like button just yet. It's 84-71, and we are rolling. Great quarter there for the Toronto Raptors. You're facing up against a depleted Memphis Grizzlies team, so you need to come in, stay locked in, stay ready to go. You need to come in and really make sure you put your foot on their throat and you squash those Grizzlies Bears. Folks, we are eating bear meat tonight. Let me know what you are eating for supper tonight. It's an early game for a lot of people. It's an early game. I am eating grizzly meat. That is what I am eating for supper. All Raptors fans are going to be eating grizzly meat for supper tonight. Let me know what you're eating. But yeah, with the lead, here goes the wrecking balls on defense. We shall see. Yeah, you hold the lead. We got the Miles Straws of the Raptors coming in here now. But we are eating grizzly meat here tonight. We already ran through the box score there a little bit. Well, let's go, Raptors. Let's go. Yeah, with the lead. Here goes the wrecking ball. Let's go. But holy smokes, this has been a fast-paced game. Gio, I actually had mac and cheese. Again, I'm going to be eating some grizzly meat later, but just because of this Raptors Grizzlies versus W. But I actually did crush some mac and cheese with this. Cottage cheese. Let's go, D-Frizz. Some great macros. You're trying to get the gym, trying to get the muscle going. The cottage cheese. That's a good call. A good call for that dinner meal. Love to see it. But we're rolling. Rob Roy Sisters, let's go Raptors, let's go. That's why we got the Raptors chant in here. Gonna get the music rocking too. I'm gonna keep getting updating the music board we have for the stream and stuff like that. But 4 blocks for Scottie Barnes in the game, hasn't even finished. Scottie Barnes, if he's on your fantasy basketball teams, folks, Scottie Barnes has been electric out there for fantasy basketball. So good stuff there for Scottie. But entering the fourth quarter, Raptors are rolling here right now. Again, basketball is a game of runs, so there's lots of stuff. But how confident are you feeling the Toronto Raptors going into the fourth quarter? I am spamming 10. I am feeling 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling for the Toronto Raptors going into this fourth quarter? I got to know. How you guys are feeling, how confident we are, because the Raptors facing the Grizzlies right now. Let's get it rocking. Okay. Back on defense. Spam those Ds out there in the chat. Immanuel Quickley guarding Cam Spencer out there at the top. RJ Barrett guarding KCP. A little blow by. Driving the lane. Misses the layup. Jacques Landale misses another layup. Raptors going back the other way. A couple tougher layups, but that is what it is. Okay. We're rocking AA spamming free Ja. It's he is freed. He's just on the bench. But Immanuel Quickley passing to Colin Murray Boyles. Getting sagged off by Jacques Landale. RJ Barrett driving the lane. Landale, you're not going to be able to stay in front of RJ Barrett. He missed the layup, but that is what it is. 84-71, 11:21 left in the quarter. Okay, RJ Barrett there. And no foul, no shot, foul underneath. Okay, need some defense. Defense. Folks, spam the D. Spam the D. Spam the D. We need some defense. All right. Let's go. Ochai Agbaji out there guarding Cam Spencer. Out there at the top. Trying to make a pass, not letting it happen. IQ, good defense there at the top. A little blow-by drive, and a lay. We didn't have enough D spam. We didn't have enough D spam, folks. 73-84. 73-84. And we are rolling. All right, RJ Barrett completely open above the break three. Misses it. Grizzlies going back the other way. Okay, the defense chance rolling. Let's get this rocking. Colin Murray Boyles guarding Cam Spencer here right now. Good transition defense by the Toronto Raptors. Back closing out there. Good close out there by RJ. We got Ochai Agbaji on Jacques Landale. Good defense by this team, but a good finish out there by Jacques Landale. So we need this boosted. Need a bucket. Need a bucket. Bucket. We need a bucket. And swings it to the corner. Gradey Dick, open corner three. You cannot miss that. And he doesn't. Let's go. Gradey Dick knocks down the three. It is 87-70. I had put in the wrong. My brain said 3. 87-75. Raptors 12-point lead. 10:04 left in this game. But KCP drives, misses the lay, and it is 10 minutes left out there in the fourth quarter. Okay. Gradey, who for three? Gradey D for three. Lots of D's getting thrown in this chat. He needed that three desperately, folks. He needed it. But back in the day, the ACC, it was 100 points, free slice of pizza. I remember those days, Thunderbird. I remember those days. But there's been inflation in NBA scoring. So, anyways, 87-76 here now. KCP knocks down the first free throw. Sandro Mamukelashvili is coming into this game. It feels like he hasn't played a lot in this game, so that has been surprising me given how good he's been over the course of the season. But the defense, I love it. I love folks spamming the defense out there in the chat. But 120 people in here as well. Make sure you guys hit that like button. But KCP knocks down the second free throw, and we are 77-87. 10-point lead, 10 minutes left. All right, IQ driving. Handoff, fakes the handoff, kicks it out to Gradey Dick. Being guarded by Cam Spencer. A little pick and pop running by Gradey Dick and RJ Barrett. What a pass. What a drive. What a dunk by RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett. Toss it in there, folks. Toss it in there. RJ Barrett. Beautiful pass by Colin Murray Boyles. Beautiful pass. And Gradey Dick's running the floor. Passes it to RJ. Throws it back to Gradey in transition. Gets fouled. And there's 2 free throws now for Gradey Dick with 9:25 left in this one. But the Raptors have been making some good cuts, but really you need people that can make those entry passes. And Colin Murray Boyles is proving to me, folks, he is proving to me that he can make those entry passes, which is exactly what we are looking for. It is exactly what we are hoping. It is exactly what we wanted to see out of our rookie big man coming into the NBA. So Gradey Dick is at the free throw line here right now. 84-77, 9:25 left in this game. Facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are without Ja Morant. And Gradey Dick knocks down the first free throw. And as it's known, folks, as people know that are tuning into the channel that know this type of stuff, the first team to 90 usually wins. The first team to 90 usually wins, folks. So that's just something I wanna make sure people know. People are aware of, with the advanced analytics. Gradey Dick misses the second free throw, but the first team to 90 usually wins this game. So make sure that you guys are feeling good. You guys are feeling good about what we have going. So, all right, defense right now. Colin Murray Boyles just takes it from him like a little child and then yeets it right out of bounds. trying to run the fast break. I don't mind Colin Murray-Boyles trying to throw that pass, but that is what it is. All right, back on defense here. 77-90, 9:09 left in this game. Let's spam the D. Let's get it. We need some defense going. Some people spam fence, some people spam D. And the Raptors don't play much defense after possession. We didn't have enough fence. We didn't have enough fence in that defense. All right, 90-79, and the Raptors are coming back out there on offense. RJ Barrett passing the lane. Colin Murray-Boyles kicks it to the corner, kicks it to Sandro, kicks it to IQ, lets it fly, and IQ misses the three. IQ, those are the shots that we desperately need to go down. We desperately need those to go down, and the Grizzlies are coming back, folks. Don't count out the Memphis Grizzlies here right now. 90-81, 8:26 left in this game. Handoff to RJ Barrett, little pick and roll, drive in the lane. Colin Murray-Boyles drives the lane, and one. Spam CMB. Spam CMB if you are happy with the game that this man has played, because he has been electrifying out there for this group, for this team. 8:20 left in this game, 92-81 for your Toronto Raptors. Toronto Raptors. The minute stealer, as he should be. Do not pull CMB out of this game, because he is electric. He is electric. Does he start over Jakob Poeltl even when Yak is healthy? Do we run the small ball 5? No world, but I don't know. Maybe we don't need another center. If CMB can, if Yak's healthy and CMB is playing like this, he is looking good. He is looking good, folks. 93-81, 8:20 left in this game. A little drive in by the Grizzlies. Jacoby Walter gets the steal, and we're going back the other way. Immanuel Quickley out there in this game. Little pick and roll with Colin Murray-Boyles. Pass down the lane, and he is just a unit. And he travels. That is what it is. But he is strong. He is strong. And still a real one saying investigate Jeff Hoffman for pulling a Jonte Porter. Still a real one. Man, don't get me started. The Raptors are winning this game. Still a real one. Why you got to bring that up? Why you got to bring that up? Why you got to bring that up? Yaka's back problems at age 30 and stuff. All right, let's get some defense. Let's Jakob Poeltl back problems. Jeff Hoffman's homers, the home runs given up. We hate to see it. Defensive chats. And folks, we're putting some bad aura in the chat right now. Things getting me sad. The Grizzlies hit a 3-point shot. Raptors come back the other way. Immanuel Quickley getting this rocking. 93-84. 7:43 left in this game. And a little pick and pop run by Immanuel Quickley. With now Brandon Ingram. Ingram has the basketball. Kicks it to CMB, who's going to fade, doesn't let it fly, drives the lane, goes in with the left. Very nice take by Colin Murray-Boyles with a dunk. Missed his shot, but gets his rebound and comes back with the nasty flush. Colin Murray-Boyles is winning us this game here right now. He is winning us this game here right now. Let's lock in on defense, folks. Let's lock in on defense. And a little closeout there, and the Grizzlies continue to rain down threes. 8-point game. 7 minutes left in this game. 7 minutes left in this ball game. And they call a foul. A timeout is getting called. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Raptors up 95-87. Grizzlies sneakily hitting some contested threes. How are we feeling, folks? How are we feeling? Let me know, chat, right now. Izzy Bin Mills, will KCP get past 3.5 assists? My bet is no. I'm not a better guy, but he's at 2 right now. I don't think he's getting there. I don't think he's personally getting there. Striker saying, Striker Menace, TMB, Cash Money, Boyles. Let's go. Let's go. I love that. Cash Money, Boyles, baby. IQ missing his assignment on Wells. Yeah, IQ is a frustrating player to watch, but that is what it is. But we are entering crunch time, fellas. Folks, boys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen, let's go. J'adore toi Raptor. Lucky Looney out here. Parlez le français. Dans le chat. Mon français c'est très mal, mais we are pumped out there to close off this game. Folks, how confident are we feeling in the Toronto Raptors right now? 1 out of 10. I'm feeling 10. How are we feeling out right now in the chat right now for this Toronto Raptors group? This game is getting crazy here to close things off, as it should be with this Toronto Raptors team. How are we feeling? Bring out battle. DJ Screwbox. I don't hate the take. Raptors need some 3-point shots to go down. Let's go. Is KCP in right now? It is a timeout, so I will let you know who subbed in out there to close out this game. But KCP will likely be in most of the fourth quarter, unless this game gets blown open, wide open by the Toronto Raptors. Izzy Bin Mills, if you want your parlay to hit, you got to hit that subscribe button. It's a rule. All the parlayers end up coming into the chat here at the end of these games. And you know what happens? They don't subscribe. They got no chance of their parlays getting hit. And if they unsubscribe later, then their parlays never hit. It's a curse. It's a black cloud. But we are rocking. But Henrietta is saying, bro, I don't like the Raptors, but my brother calling me a rage baiter just because I have no reason to hate the Raptors. I don't like the Raptors. Hey, I don't know. As long as you're in the Raptors, as long as you're the Raptors Digest stream and you hit that like button, then your team will cheer. Your team will be good. I appreciate you, Izzy Bin Mills. I appreciate you. All right. It's crunch time, folks. We are entering this game. Nolan did call it 114-107. We shall see. You're looking like it's a good score prediction here right now. Brandon Ingram will score again. He will. He will score again. Don't worry, Dojo. All right. Raptors back on offense. Raptors back on offense. We are in clutch time, so the clutch time music comes on. Brandon Ingram being guarded by Prosper. And Ingram lets it fly with the Dirk-looking fade. Brandon Ingram with his bucket. 6:40 left in this game. All right, let's go. Let's go. KCP is not in the game for folks that want to know. Scottie Barnes out there guarding on defense. Sandro Mamukelashvili creates a wall. And pump fake by Santi Aldama. And good defense by Mamu. And that looked like a travel, but it is called a foul. It might be on the floor, so it is what it is. Diego S., I appreciate you. Rob Roy, spam me in the chat if you are subscribed in this Raptors Digest community. 97-87. 6:24 left in this game. 6:24 left. So Aldama's out there at the free throw line. Knocks down the first free throw. Lucky Looney. Let's go, Raptors. We are rocking and rolling here. Can we get to 39,450 subscribers? Can we get there? Me, shout out Rob Roy's sister. Let's go. All right. And the Raptors don't secure the rebound. What are we doing? Not securing the free throw rebound. Jaren Jackson Jr. has the basketball. And good defense, but Jaren Jackson Jr. is able to lay it in. This is coming down to clutch time, fellas. Coming down to clutch time. Shout out Rob Roy's sisters. All right. Let's go, Raptors. Let's get the chance going. Let's get the chance. Spam. Let's go, Raps. Jamal Shead has the basketball at the top. Run an Iverson pick right there for Brandon Ingram out there at the wings. Kicks it to Jamal Shead. Lets it fly from the three-point line. And one. And one. Shed heads. Shed heads. Get hyped right now. Jamal Shead. Let's go. And one from the three-point line. 100 points for your Toronto Raptors and the free throw. Keep Jamal Shead in this game. Keep Jamal Shead in this game. 5:56 left in this one. 5:56, 100-90 for your Toronto Raptors. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go. All right. Jamal Shead knocks down the free throw. He is feeling clutch. He is feeling clutch. 101-90. 101-90. Jamal Shead, Raptors starting PG. I agree, Gio. It's gotten to that point. Jamal Shead, good defense. And why are they calling that soft foul? Soft. That ref is like Charmin. Shed starting soon. The locks. Folks, if you are not a Shed head by now, what are you even doing? What are you even doing? If you aren't ahead of Shed right now, what are you even doing? All right. Raptors are rocking 101-90. Defense, spam the Ds. Spam the Ds out there in the chat. Spam the Ds. Spam the Ds. Okay, Scottie Barnes guarding out there. Jaren Jackson Jr. And travel, please. And Jaren Jackson Jr. drives and gets the M1. Jaren Jackson Jr. is starting to heat up. Jaren Jackson Jr. is starting to heat up. Buy yourself an air fryer, Dr. Mister. Yes, buy yourself an air fryer. Don't be wasting your money on KCP overs. If you're gonna bet for the Raptors. But don't bet. Don't bet. Save your bread. But if you did bet your parlays and you want your parlays to hit, subscribe to Raptors Digest. It's good luck. But all right, Raptors on offense. Jamal Shead, nice curl cut there by Brandon Ingram out there in the post. No double being sent. All right, Jaren Jackson Jr. is cheating over there. But if you're not going to throw two at Brandon Ingram, he is just going to score. But he misses. Brandon Ingram misses that shot. Get the D's back out here in the chat. We need to play some defense. All right. Brandon Ingram guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. out there on the wing. Scottie Barnes cheating over. Santi Aldama out there on the wing. Good closeout by RJ Barrett. Out there in the corner, Jacoby Walter playing crunch time for the Toronto Raptors. And Scottie Barnes. You can't get burned out there by the back cuts. And then Scottie Barnes leaves his man. 95-101. 95-101, folks. We need buckets. Buckets. We need buckets. Jacoby Walter driving the lane. Little step back midi. Kicks it to Scottie. A little handoff to RJ coming off his right hand. Lets it fly from the three-point line. And RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett. Spam it. Respect this man. Do not join the movement. Join the movement that we have right now. RJ Barrett. Do not trade this man. 104-90. And they hit a three. 98. 104-98. 6-point game. 4:13 left in the fourth quarter. We are rocking. Brandon Ingram has the basketball. RJ Barrett fakes the handoff. And Brandon Ingram slips. Brandon Ingram slips. Stop the ball. Stop the ball. Prosper driving in. Throws it out of bounds, but it gets tipped. Okay. Woo. 4:01 left in this game. 4:01 left in this game. Holy smokes, folks. This game is getting crazy. We need some stops. Immanuel Quickley coming back in this game. Jacoby Walter coming out. Jamal Shead coming out as well. The starters are back in for this group. Spam the D's. Spam it. Little curl action there. Colin Murray-Boyle's doing a good job on Santi Aldama. Little double there. Oh, you got to catch. A good D by Brandon Ingram. Blocking at the rim. Brandon Ingram is elite rim protector. Never would have thought that, but he actually is. Let's go. IQ passes it to Scottie Barnes. Let's go. 106-90. 98. Let's go. Okay. 3:38. Driving the lane, and a foul is happening. I need to speed up. Speed up out here for this game. KCP is not in this game. KCP is not in this game. The air fryer will save you. The air fryer will save you. Cook. Holy smokes. This game is crazy. This game is crazy. 180 people in here. Subscriber goals at 39,450. Can we get there? Hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the live commentary. Grizzlies at the free throw line. Shooting it. Letting it fly. Knocking down that first shot. Okay. 99-106. 99-106. We're getting too comfortable out there. We need a fence on defense right now. Agreed. We need the fence. Build a fence. Grizzlies knocked down the second free throw. 100-106. 100-106. Immanuel Quickley dribbling up the basketball. All starters are in for the Toronto Raptors here now at this point. Okay, we are rocking and rolling. Scottie Barnes driving the lane. Kicks it to RJ Barrett out there in the corner. Driving in with the right hand. Going back to his left. You know that's money. You let RJ get back to his left. You are cooked. I'll give you free work. Free work. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Scottie Barnes guarding Jaren Jackson Jr. out there at the top. Good defense by Scottie. Jaren Jackson Jr. uses his strength. Ball picked loose. Immanuel Quickley has the basketball. We are rocking. We are rolling. We need to take Scottie Barnes with the hang time, the lefty layup. That guy is going in with that finger roll. Finger roll 110-100 for the Toronto Raptors. 3:01 left in this game. Holy smokes. Will the Raptors close? Yes or no? Spam, yes or no? Do you think the Raptors will close? Yes or no? Let me know. I'm rapping out here in this stream. RJ bullying, Raptors driving the lane. This is good to see. Execution in the clutch for the Toronto Raptors. Good to see. It's what we need for this Toronto Raptors team. Joey throwing in the wheeze. Woo! Locks. Oh my God. Let's go, boys. Says Locks. On says yes. Let's go. Let's go. It's time, fam. D Frizz. W. Yes, W. Spam those dubs. Spam the dubs. Let's go. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. A little like spike happening. 184 people in here, 73 likes. If you want the Toronto Raptors to win, hit a like on this stream. We are in a timeout right now. The Grizzlies cannot handle the Toronto Raptors' clutch offense. They can't take it. They can't handle it. We are next level hyped here now at this point. We are next level hyped. Next level hyped. Tell KCB to pass the ball. Izzy Ben Mills will be giving you the updates, but he's not been in the game, so he can't pass it from the bench. Someone call him. Someone call him. Those parlayers. Send your money, not to those gambling sites. Send it to Super Chats for your favorite Raptors creator. Woo! Energy is high, folks. Energy is high. 110, 100 for the Toronto Raptors. It's a timeout. They are spamming us with ads during clutch time for this Raptors team. How are we feeling? The bourgeois is saying, come on, Quickley. Hopefully Quickley can step it up to close off this game. Air Barrett yells Chad. Let's go. RJ Barrett. The W's getting spammed by Rob Roy sisters. I love it. Alrighty. This kid has never been to a playoff game. Which kid has never been to a playoff game? Which one? Which one? Super chat. Super chat. Is there a super chat? There's not been a super chat. But better than gambling. Kenneth Lau. Well, let's go. Let's get this win. Let's get this win. Scottie, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 5 blocks. Scottie, NBA. Scottie Barnes has been electric. Let's go. We got a subscriber. I appreciate you tuning in. We need 3 points from Quickley. Come on. I would... betting advice for folks. Don't bet overs on Immanuel Quickley. That's just a bet. That's the only one you probably should bet the over on. But the Raptors are back. Playing defense right now. Good recovery, but Santi Aldama gets open. There's a miscommunication. Santi Aldama, airball. Looked like it was in. 110 to 100. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. Scottie Barnes driving to the basket. And we are rocking. And Scottie Barnes with the spin. Nice left hand post hook. And that is a bucket. Let's go. Scottie Barnes driving the lane. 112, 100. Coming out here for this squad. Let's go. Parfait. Let's go. Toronto Raptors. Santi Aldama is driving. And he misses the layup. He's been playing well all game. But he is choking down the stretch. 2-12 left in this game. Immanuel Quickley is dribbling up the basketball. Let's go. Let's go. I got you, Mako Wackadoo. Let's go. Immanuel Quickley, a little pick and roll with Scottie Barnes. Drives the lane, kicks it back to RJ Barrett. Lets it fly from 3, and that would have been the dagger. But we have 2 minutes left. 12-point game for the Toronto Raptors. 1:52 left. Close out there by RJ Barrett. Good recovery there by you need the help side defense, but finish out there in the lane by the Grizzlies. 102 to 112. 1:44 left in this game. Okay. Colin Murray Boyles passes it to Scottie Barnes. Kicks it to, oh, what a pass by Scottie Barnes. Gives it to Brandon Ingram right in the lane. You know he's not missing that shot. You know Brandon Ingram's not missing that shot that close to the bucket. 114. If we get a stop here, we get a win. Spam the Ds. Spam the Ds. Spam them. Spam the Ds. More Ds out there in the chat. Let's go. Scottie Barnes out there guarding the basketball. Colin Murray Boyles out there in the lane. Brandon Ingram switches out there and a foul. But the miss. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Woo! It's gonna get spam board at year now. We need the hype. We need the hype. Woo! Just got a parlay for 1,200. Thank you, Toronto. Subscribe, Mr. Logic. I appreciate the subscription. I appreciate it. We are rocking and rolling here. Parlay or parfait. Let's go. People are hitting their parlays for the Toronto Raptors. Again, if you enjoy the commentary, you hit your parlay, hit the subscribe button on the way out. It means the world to me. But 103 to 114 for the Toronto Raptors. 103 to 114. We are rocking. Just over a minute to go. Raptors have 114 lead. Whoo! 104 to 114. A stop there would have sealed the deal. A bucket here would seal the deal. Let's get it. Let's get it. The Grizzlies are pressuring. Brandon Ingram has the basketball at top. The Raptors are not rushing to get this bucket. Raptors are not rushing to get this bucket. Passes to RJ. Scottie Barnes out there in the mid-post. Great pass by Scottie Barnes. Kicks to the corner. Great ball movement by the Toronto Raptors. Brandon Ingram knocks down the three. And that is absolutely clutch by B.I. 117 to 104. Grizzlies are rushing. They are rushing up the court. And shot by Santi Aldama. Misses the three. He's been missing out there to close out this game. B.I. 3. I'm messing up my typing. But pass to Scottie Barnes out there in the lane. A foul. Foul's on the floor. 33 seconds left in this game. 33 seconds left. 117 to 104. The Toronto Raptors are going to get their third win of the season. 7-0 blocks. Let's go, Paul Metzger. Folks, if you are hyped with this Toronto Raptors team, if you like what you've seen out there in this game, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because we're going to be delivering you all of the latest Toronto Raptors news, updates, games, watch-alongs, whatever the heck it is out here on Raptors Digest. I don't want you to miss a single thing out here on the channel. But this is a big performance out there for the squad. Passes to Colin Murray-Boyles in the lane, kicks it to RJ Barrett, lets it fly, and that would have been a cherry on top, but we don't need cherries. I don't really like cherries. I just like wins. I don't like cherries. I just like W's. I just like W's, folks. I just like W's. And that's what the Toronto Raptors are getting, folks. That's what they're getting. That is what they are getting out there in this game. Alexander, let's go, Raptors, go. Let's go. BI3 with the Big Ben performance. Let's go. All right, Colin Murray-Boyles. We can dribble out the clock here. Raptors are just going to dribble it out. Big victory. A big win for your Toronto Raptors team. Folks, how are we feeling about this Toronto Raptors group? Let me know in the chat. How are you rating this game? From a scale of 1 to 10. How are you rating this game for the Toronto Raptors? By far, with the exception of night one, the best defensive performance for the Toronto Raptors in this one. Best defensive performance. Taking a look at the Raptors box score here now in this game. Taking a look at the Raptors box score. Brandon Ingram ended up having 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Great stuff. Great work out there by Brandon Ingram. Great work. All right. Great work by Brandon Ingram. Facilitating, getting in the lane, scoring wherever the heck he wants. Phenomenal stuff. 10 of 15 shooting out there from the field. B.I. was absolutely on fire. But on top of it, you have RJ Barrett. This man has been our most consistent player. He's been our most reliable player out there for the last little while. Gio saying RJ for KCB trade incoming. No world that's happening. RJ Barrett had 27 points. Had 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Great passing for the Toronto Raptors in this one as well. Scottie Barnes, near triple-double. 19 points, 7 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 7 defensive rebounds, 8 assists, 5 blocks for this game. And that is what we are looking for from Scottie Barnes. Well-rounded performance, not settling from the three-point line, doing everything that we can to get him out there rocking and rolling. Colin Murray-Boyles, extremely impressive performance. 15 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and the passing vision for Colin Murray-Boyles is just electric. So he was great. Immanuel Quickley didn't have too many negatives. 3 assists, 9 points. You still want more. But let me know in the chat who was your most impressive player in the game. For me, it was RJ Barrett, but we did have Jamal Shead coming off the bench and really performing very well. 9 points, 5 assists out there in this game. Gradey Dick did have 8 points, 2 nice mid-range jump shots, 1 3-pointer. Would like them to see him knock down more threes, but overall, Toronto Raptors looking very good. But we are celebrating. We are playing. We are happy, and we are rocking. But the Raptors get a big victory to close things out. Folks, spam W if you are happy with the Toronto Raptors getting a W out there in this game. But Ja's suspended being detrimental to the team. Yes, he was. But Raptors win 117 to 104. Great win for this group. Folks, we will be giving you the live post-game reaction, or a video live tonight for the post-game reaction. We'll give you all the breakdown, everything that's occurred. So if you are in the stream right now, and you tuned in for the win, make sure to be on the lookout. Turn on the notifications so you can let me know out there in this post-game video that you were from the stream. And I will be hearting every single comment from people that were from the stream. Say you were from the stream, leave a fun comment, leave some jokes, leave whatever it is. When the post-game reaction's coming out, probably half an hour from now, make sure you guys leave a comment that you were from the stream, and you will get hearted. I'll be looking at them all night. So, appreciate every single one of you. Great win by the Toronto Raptors. We are so back, and I look forward to seeing you folks.
Subscribe to the Raptors Digest. It's good for you.